soon to be joined by the Penticton Vees in this South Okanagan Event Center. A big crowd here tonight, about 2,500. We anticipate as we get to the pregame scratches before this game tonight. Not the lineup for the Eagles. Number 15, Troy Patterson. Number 24, Tommy Stepancic. Number 35, William Ferguson. Number 89, William Clark. And number 96, Joel Gade, drawing in the affiliate players. Number 28, Matt Dawson. Number 86, Anthony Brito. As the Eagles ice the same roster that they did in game number 5. The Vees will do the same as their scratches tonight. Number 2, Braden Park, and number 44, Jordan McCallum, are the only scratches for the Vees, as both teams are now out on the ice, and you can hear the crowd in the background. The Vees went and got the public address voice of the UFC, Bruce Buffer, to introduce the starting lineup tonight. He's not here in person, but pre-recorded it, and they're playing it over the loudspeaker now, getting a good reaction from the fans, as we will get you those starting lineups. For the Eagles on defense, number 4, Dan O'Keefe, and number 6, Devon Taves. Up front, it's Adam Tambellini. Number 9, Brady Shaw. Number 5, and D'Amico Hanoun, number 18. For the Vees, playing the points, number 3, Thomas Nitchie. Number 77, Troy Stetcher. The forwards, number 19, Cody DePork. Number 81, Travis Blonley. And number 74, Cam Amantia. As we'll pause in a moment for the singing of the national anthem. And then we'll get set for game number 6 here in the Okanagan. A huge tilt between these two teams, and we do thank you for tuning in to our broadcast. As we pause now for the singing of O Canada before game number 6.
For the singing of our national anthem is performed tonight by Sarah B.
It's time to get down to hockey. Game number 6 of the BCHL's Fred Page Cup final between the Eagles and the Vees. You're listening to Surrey Eagles BCHL Hockey on Ustream.tv and FastHockey.com as we get you the starting goaltenders for tonight's contest. Down to my right for the Eagles, wearing the blue jersey with white and green trim, number 1, Michael Santaguida. He's 13-3 in the playoffs with a 1.66 goals against average, a .955 save percentage, 4 goose eggs in 16 games. Down to my left for the Vees, wearing the white jersey with the black and blue trim, is number 33, Chad Kattner. He's 10-4 with a 2.23 goals against average, a .923 save percentage in 14 games. The officials for tonight's game, the referees, Mr. Brandon Leafke and Mr. Grant Tyson, with the linesman, Mr. Riley Volson and Mr. Nick Bilko. And we're underway as Tambellini wins the opening draw, and the Eagles control in their own zone to start game number 6. O'Keefe up the right side through center, took a hit from Amantia in front of his own bench, but the puck came loose to Brady Shaw. Now Shaw gains the center line, goes down the right wing, made a couple of nice moves, and the puck squirts down into the near corner. Onto the end boards for it in his own zone is DePork. He kicks it up the far side for Travis Blonley, and he plays to center. Amantia deflects it in past Dan O'Keefe. Going into the corner is Stetcher on the forecheck. The defenseman tried to throw it in front of the net. Held in. Shaw clears ahead, but now the play is blown dead on a high stick of the puck. And the draw is going to come outside, so they're going to rule that it was the Vees that touch the puck there. Just 34 seconds gone in our first period of action. We do thank you for joining us. Face off on the near boards, and it's Rebry against Pirog. And the Vees get the puck. Rebry backhands it in behind the Surrey net. Hustling back for it is Wizamerski. Chipped up the far boards for Trevor Cameron. Got past him. Flanagan holds into the line. A long shot. Had a bit of the edge taken off of it by Wizamerski, who got his stick in the way, and then it just trickled in on Michael Santaguida. And he held on for the stoppage in play. Wizamerski, of course, headed to Merrimack next year. The large blue liner for the Eagles, who took the shot, the initial shot, that led to Kevin Killistoff's overtime winner in Game 5. It was Wizamerski's shot that bounced off the end boards back in front to Killistoff, who was able to chip it into the open net. And speaking of Killistoff, he has the puck up the left wing, plays it through center, sins onto it there, fires back, but Killistoff gets it down the left wing into the Penticton end. They dig away for it near boards. McClure comes in and fires off the window back to center. Wizamerski hustling back for it into his own zone. Just over a minute and 20 seconds gone here in the first. Eagles control, and out they come. Mulcahy, left wing feed for Colton Mackey. Long slap shot. Kattner stopped that. The rebound came back out in front. No, Eagles had caught up and were able to get there. Now Murphy skates back the other way for Penticton and plays into the right wing corner. Ryan Fraser-Lee on the end boards took a bump, and it's turned over. Now Seymour at the right circle for Penticton, making a move, got around Fraser-Lee, plays behind the net, and Michael Stenderson's onto it there. Up the far boards for Mulcahy to the line, not out, as DeHaas kept it in and played into the right wing corner. Now the Eagles do chip it out, and here's Mackey again down the left wing. Fed into the slot for Mulcahy. In front for Stenderson, goes to the backhand. Rebound, they score! Brett Mulcahy wide open to the near post, and the Eagles get the first goal of the game a minute and 55 seconds in. After a great passing play, Colton Mackey came down the left wing and chipped the puck past Robert Mann, the Penticton defender, to Brett Mulcahy. Mulcahy at the left circle. Made a nice no-look backhand pass into the slot for Michael Stenderson. Stenderson had a chance. Kattner stopped him. But the rebound came to Mulcahy at the near post, and he knocked that into the wide-open net. Eagles ahead 1-0. On the goal by Mulcahy, his second of the playoffs. And that's a great start for Surrey. They only give one assist on the goal to Stenderson, although you have to assume Mackey may get one. In fact, no, he won't, because Mulcahy fed it in front and then got the puck back. But now the Vees find themselves behind early and are going to have to battle back here. They control in the Surrey end. For Blonley. Behind the net, DePork with it. He comes out the near side, tried to play to the point to Stetcher, but Shaw broke that up. Middle of the ice for Hanoun. Through center, he falls, but is able to play it in deep nonetheless. Kattner out of his net to play it. Will pass it up the near boards, but hustling in is young defenseman Matt Dawson to hold into the line. Stetcher corrals it. The Penticton captain in his own zone, and he's going to start out across his own line. Right wing feed for Amantia. He deflects that in, but Dawson settles it down. Makes a nice play behind the net to Devon Taves. Right wing for Anthony Brito. Through center for Brady Shaw. He gains the red line, sends it into the right wing corner, and goes off on a line change. 3 minutes gone in the first. 1-0 Eagles on the early goal by Brett Mulcahy. That came a minute and 55 seconds in. Now a turnover in center ice, and here comes Gropp down the left wing for Penticton as Klimek got tangled up with Drew Best. But the Vees set up in the attacking zone, though, couldn't get a shot off the rush. Mann's slap shot from the right point, deflected wide by Drew Best, and the Eagles will come out. Brito, center circle for Best, tips that on the left wing. Into the Vees end, back for it is Mann. And again out to the red line, but Klimek has it there. Far side O'Keefe. And O'Keefe into the Penticton zone, long wrist shot. And Kattner snags that with the glove and holds on for a whistle. Mulcahy's second of the postseason, time of the goal 155. The lone assist goes to Michael Stenderson. And Colton Mackey, although he won't officially be credited with an assist, did a good job of starting that play by getting it ahead to Mulcahy after he crossed the Penticton line. Pirog wins the draw. O'Keefe with a shot from the right point, went wide of the net, comes to the near side for Klimek. Now Klimek sends it on, blocked in front, and a chance for an odd man rush for the Vees if they hurry. McClure, right winger across center, dumps it in. Santaguida fires it up the near boards. On the puck there, though, is Rebry, and he's knocked to the ice. Nice hit by Kevin Killistoff. Now Rebry onto it again on the right circle, but couldn't knock down a bouncing puck, and the Eagles do get it back into neutral ice. Right to Brian Sins, though. He sends back in, but his teammates had to tag up on the delayed offside, giving the Eagles a chance to break out. O'Keefe across center for Cameron down the right wing. He sends it into the corner, and Pirog's in on the forecheck. Nick Pirog behind the net, battling with Flanagan, comes near corner to Cameron, now back to the point with Zamerski. He has to pinch in to the top of the circle to hold it in. Pirog knocked it out of the air below the goal line, and a high stick waved off, or is it? No, it's not, as there was a high stick on delay. The referee, Grant Tyson, had waved it off, as he assumed the Penticton player in the near corner was going to touch up, but Brad McClure elected not to touch it and allowed Trevor Cameron to put his stick on the puck, bringing the draw out to neutral ice. Now Stennerson wins it cleanly, back center circle for Zamerski. He sends it in deep. It rings behind the net, up the far boards, and Mulcahy's onto it there. Mulcahy took a bump from Nitschke, played it down low for Stennerson. Again, Mulcahy in the right wing corner. The Surrey captain, who has the goal already, 1-0 Surrey. Around to the near side, Mackey colliding with Murphy near boards. Murphy will send it behind the cage again, far corner for Thomas Nitschke. Nitschke, the former Langley Riverman defenseman, sends up the left wing for Seymour. He tried to play in the middle of the ice, but it was broken up. Now Stennerson in the slot, and Seymour recovered to poke the puck away from him before he could get a shot away. As the Eagles pinning the Vees in their own zone here. And now Murphy gets at right wing, and he's going to have time to play middle of the ice for Soloway as the Vees break out. Soloway now into the Surrey end, right wing feed from Murphy down low. He played it in front, and it missed everybody. Seymour was going hard to the net, but couldn't get a stick on it. Now the Eagles break back 3-on-2. Tambellini right wing. Ahead for Mulcahy, a quick shot. That was stopped by Katner on the short side as Mulcahy came down the right wing. And now Seymour brings it back for the Vees. He and Taves collide on the near boards, and Shaw rings it around the far side, past Tambellini, down to the circle for it is Amantia. He threw in front, going to the net. DePork had a great chance, and Michael Santaguida dove out and made a great play as DePork would have had a wide open net. But Santaguida, his poke check attempt, actually ended up taking out DePork, who cut through the crease. DePork fell to the ice and was unable to get his stick on the puck, although he had a wide open net looking at him. And the Vees coming close to tying this one. Shots on goal, 5-0 in favor of Surrey, so the Eagles have had a great start here, and you heard Kevin Killistoff talk about it in the pregame show about how important that start was going to be, and they've had one here. As the Eagles have the puck in their own zone, end boards Fraser Lee behind the goal for Devon Taves. Taves sends it off the boards, but it bounces middle of the ice, and Amantia plays back down low behind the net for DePork. DePork and Taves collide on the end boards. The Penticton forward falls over, but Amantia comes up and picks up the loose puck. Tambellini digging for it behind the net. DePork left corner. Goes behind the cage again. Has Devon Taves all over him. DePork and Taves. Right corner. And also coming in there is Fraser Lee. He and Amantia go at it as they're trying to dig out the loose puck. Now Fraser Lee gloved it up the near boards to the line. Not out. Man, a long drive from the right point. And Santaguida turned that aside with a pad. Now the Eagles do clear. And back comes Shaw. Brady Shaw across the attacking line. Send it on goal. Tambellini was going looking for the rebound, but it bounced out near side. Now Shaw again below the goal line, and Tambellini both digging away for it as they're playing together to start this game at least, along with D'Amico Hanoun. Shaw right wing boards, takes a bump there, and Mann's able to get the puck off the glass and out to center. Dan O'Keefe back for it there. We played just over 6.5 minutes, first period. Surrey with a 1-0 lead on the goal by Brett Mulcahy. Katner out of his net to play it, sends up the near boards, turns it over to Best. He tried to feed into the slot for Brito, but Groff intercepted, and he comes back with speed. Groff stops up at the top of the right circle, fed to the far side for Flanagan, who was jumping up into the play, but the pass was ahead of him. Flanagan corrals it and sends a long wrister in from the point, but Santaguida saw that all the way and held on for a stoppage. 6 minutes and 56 seconds gone in this first period of play. 1-0 on the goal by Brett Mulcahy. Again, the Surrey goal scorer. He's second in the playoffs. Vees win the draw in the attacking zone. Flanagan holds in at the line, but then turns it over to Killistoff. Left wing for Nick Pirog. He's out to center with the puck. Left it behind, but following up was Killistoff, and he was able to chip in. Now they dig away for it near boards, and Killistoff has to play it back to his own line to Zamerski after the Vees cleared. Now Klimek far boards. Ahead for Pirog. He deflects that down the right wing and is in on the forecheck. Flanagan hustling back for it, but Pirog got it right boards. Sends the point for Jordan Klimek. Klimek along. And as he lost his glove, but carries the puck up the ice nonetheless without a glove on the play, and is going to go off to the bench. Appears to be in maybe a little bit of pain. We'll have to see. And the Eagles will have a chance to break out from behind their own net. Taves gives right wing for Nick Pirog, and he'll skate to center with speed. Chips a high puck down into the near side corner. Back forward is Stetcher. No forecheck from the Eagles as they field off on a line change. Now Seymour nearly received a pass up the right wing, but it was in his skates, so Stetcher follows up and carries in. Troy Stetcher making moves down to the right circle, comes to Seymour after he was poked off the puck. But Devon Taves got it ahead to the line, and now the Eagles come back. Here's Stenderson left wing. Mulcahy as well up in the play. Stenderson leaves for Mackey near boards. Mackey down into the left wing corner for Stenderson. Behind the net, Mulcahy right corner. Sends back to the near side, but the play is blown dead. Not exactly sure why. There's a player down on the ice in the near boards just out of our sidelines, and it's Colton Mackey. May have caught something behind the play, and he's being attended to by athletic trainer Ian Grossleg, rather. As whatever happened to Mackey happened behind the play, the Eagles are asking for a penalty call, but I don't think they're going to get one. We have Mackey down on the ice near boards. Mackey chipped it into the corner for Stenderson, and may have been caught behind the play, and he's still down on the ice here. And now up to one knee. Now Mackey gets to his feet. The fans, nice round of applause for him here in the building as he's going to go off to the bench, and that's a good sign because in this arena, the South Okanagan Event Center, the bench and the dressing room are on opposite sides of the rink, so Mackey is going to the bench, meaning he'll likely stay in the game. So good news for Eagles fans if you're listening tonight. And we will keep an eye on Colton Mackey to see if he does indeed remain in the game. Faceoff comes outside the Penticton line. Soloway wins the draw for the Vees. Back to Mitchie. Far side, Troy Stetcher. And he plays it through center. It's waved off on the icing by the front linesman, so the Eagles have to go back to get it. Well, they do corral the puck. Stenderson fed right wing for Mulcahy. Middle of the ice for Berzan, who's taking a turn on that line after the injury to Mackey. And here comes Mulcahy left wing. He goes into the attacking zone again. Mulcahy stops up. Quick shot from the top of the circle, and Katner had to stop that with the glove through traffic. And Brett Mulcahy, the Surrey captain, leading the way so far. Great start for him. Now Murphy, right circle. Stetcher shot up high and just missed wide. Great opportunity for the Penticton captain from the right circle in the Surrey end. Now Mulcahy's knocked to the ice in front of his own bench. And the play is blown dead on a hand pass, as Mulcahy must have knocked it ahead with the glove, and he's a little slow to get up, doubled over in front of the Eagle bench, but appears to be all right. He'll skate off. Colton Mackey is still on the bench, but sitting at the near end with his helmet off. Defensive zone draw for the Birds. It'll be Tambellini against DePork in the circle. And off the draw, Tambellini is able to win it back, and Taves goes behind the goal. Devon Taves backhands near side for D'Amico Hanoun. He takes a check from Amantia, and as a result, De Haas was able to hold it at the line. Now a scrum for it, far boards. DePork digging away, as he often is, in those puck battles on the walls. Hanoun fighting with Amantia there as well. And the Eagles' control behind the net is Dawson. Left wing side for Shaw. He plays into the middle of the ice, and it went through Hanoun's legs as he tried to knock it down. Vees corral and DePork sent back in. Dawson hustling back to get it. Takes a healthy check from Blonley on the play, but it's Blonley that falls to the ice. Now he gets a pass in the left wing corner. Has Taves all over in there. Knocked it loose for Miller. To the point for De Haas. Long slap shot. Tipped, and it just went wide. Now Shaw off the glass near side. Flanagan got his glove down on the ice to hold it in and play back in deep. Taves follows up. Again, Flanagan holds it at the line. This time Shaw was able to chip it out past him. As we reach the midway mark of the first period, 1-0 Eagles. Brett Mulcahy with the goal. Surrey out shooting Penticton 7-3, and the Eagles break out. Left wing Killistoff. He gains the red line, backhands that near side. Flanagan hustling back to the end wall to get it. Takes a check from Trevor Cameron. And now the Eagles force a turnover far side as Pirog plays behind the net for Cameron. Cameron to the left circle, back to the point. One-time slap shot by Clement Katner. Stopped that. Don't know if he saw it. Now Pirog behind the goal, fighting with Flanagan, who chips it far side for Groff. And the Vees come back with speed. Ryan Groff left wing. He's across the Surrey line, trying to make a move into the slot, comes to Miller. He got a shot, but that went wide of the net as he had to wind and fire as he was skating in backwards. And now some pushing and shoving after the play as Nick Pirog knocked Miller to the ice after the whistle had gone. As Miller was going hard to the net looking for a loose puck. But Santaguida was able to cover up as we reach the mid-period timeout. But there is still 9 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the first period. Eagles with a 1-0 lead. Faceoff comes in the Surrey end to the left of Santa Guida. And it's one to the boards by the Eagles. O'Keefe backhands up the near side for Colton Mackey, who's back out on the ice, and good to see that after he went off in a bit of pain just a few moments ago. Now Stetcher back into the Surrey end, shot from the right circle. That was tipped wide, and the Eagles come back again. Mulcahy will send it in deep. Stenderson in pursuit on the forecheck. Katner came out and sent near side for Stetcher. Stetcher in a collision here. Mackey played as the official thought he was going to get a penalty call. He got his stick caught up in the feet of Troy Stetcher. And Mackey didn't even play the puck because he assumed he was getting a penalty, but the arms stayed down from the referees, and so when he realized that, he touched the puck and continued play, but then the Eagles went offside at the line as a result. So the faceoff comes out in neutral ice, and Surrey will get a line change. Out come Berzan, Best, and Anthony Brito. Berzan on the draw against Soloway just outside the Penticton line. And it's one back by Berzan. Wizamerski far side for Klivic, and he'll play that indeed. Eagles have been good at the faceoff circle so far tonight. Some huge wins, and they've been controlling the puck more off the draw than in past games. Now Berzan tried a one-time shot from the top of the right circle. That was going wide, but was blocked in front nonetheless. Now in the near corner, Brito knocked a loose puck, tried to play back to the point, but Murphy broke it up. And back come the Vees with numbers. Seamer ahead for Soloway, tried to backhand feed to the near side for Murphy, but it was behind him. So he had to stop up and send it behind the goal. Now Jordan Klimek ahead for Anthony Brito, tries to clear, but it is held in again. Behind the net, Craig Wizamerski in his own zone. Left wing corner for Brito, took an odd bounce off the inboards, came right out in front, but luckily for the Eagles, no Penticton players were in the vicinity. Drew Best carries to center, dumps it in, and the Eagles get a line change. Sins starts out from behind his own goal. The native of Anchorage, Alaska, number 6 for the Vees. And turns back. Now he is going to bring it out. And sends up the left wing through center for Blonley. He tried to backhand that in, but it went out of play into the Surrey bench for a stoppage. 7:55 remaining in the first period of game number 6. Eagles with a 3-2 lead in the series, looking to win the Fred Page Cup tonight. They are up 1-0 here in the first. Tambellini and DePork on the draw just outside the Penticton line. Once again, the Eagles controls. Tambellini won it back to Dawson, and he sends behind the net. Katner back for it, leaves for Sins. Hard on the forecheck is Hanunda. He's knocked to the ice, and DePork plays ahead for Blonley. Vees break out quickly. Blonley across the red line at center, sent it in. Santa Guida comes out, rings it around to the near boards for Brady Shaw. Shaw ahead for Hanoun, caught the pass on the backhand but wasn't expecting it, so it bounced back, and now DePork's in again on the right wing. Drops off for Amantia, high slot shot, and Santa Guida stopped that, caught him right in the logo on the jersey. Had to deal with some traffic going to the net as well in the form of Cody DePork. And DePork, for my money, probably the most consistent forward in this series, as he's a hard-working, smaller forward, as he's only listed at 5'6", 150. But he makes up for it with his work ethic. Penticton native is DePork, 18-year-old. As that line goes off, the Eagles win the draw in their own zone. Cameron ahead for Killistoff down the right wing. Killistoff tries to get around Nitschke, plays ahead. Pirog's tough angle shot, and Katner was over and made a nice stop. Now Murphy, cross-ice feed up the left boards for Seamer. He's behind Fraser Lee. Hustling back was Fraser Lee and did well to break the play up. Seamer lays a hit on him in the corner. A good effort from the Surrey blue liner Ryan Fraser Lee. He gets it near side, sends off the glass back to the Penticton end, and that's going to go for icing. So the draw will come back. Good chance for Pirog off the rush, though, as Killistoff chipped it ahead to him. And at the bottom of the right wing circle, Pirog was able to golf it on net. Katner was tight to his post, though, and didn't give Pirog anything to shoot at. Of course, Katner, large goaltender, took away a large portion of the net, even though he was down on his knees. Now the Vees win the draw in the attacking zone. DeHaas long wrist shot. That just went wide. Behind the net is Gropp, digging away at it, along with Trevor Cameron. Rather, that's Nick Pirog. Gropp up the near side, turns it over to Cameron, though, and he's able to clear to center. Back to the Penticton line, where Mann gets it. Headman feed up the near boards for Miller. He left for Bolson, who chips it in. Now Klimek on the end wall. Puck nearly squirted out front, but Santa Guida was ready for it and able to cover up for the break in the play here. with 6:27 remaining in Santa Guida. A 1.78 goals against average in this series heading into tonight's game, as well as a .952 save percentage. He's allowed 9 goals on 189 shots by the Vees, so he's seen a lot of action. As the Vees come in again, Rebry from the right circle tried to walk in front. Santa Guida stopped him from close range. Now DeHaas left point. Back down to the hash mark for McClure. He and Stinnerson collide on the boards. Comes loose for Rebry. He lost the handle though, and Mulcahy clears. But Santa Guida's seen a lot of rubber, but stopped a lot of rubber as well. And he's been a big key for the Birds in his entire playoff run and in this series. Klimek near side, turned it over. McClure shot from the right circle. Stopped by Santa Guida. Loose puck just went wide of the net, and Klimek was able to recover and play the puck ahead for Mackey. Now Mulcahy across the Penticton line, down the right wing, got around Sin's center top angle shot, was going to go well wide, but it was blocked away by Katner nonetheless. Now McClure right wing finds Rebry through the center circle. Rebry gains the Eagle line, sends in deep, and goes off on a line change as Taves corrals the puck behind his own net for Surrey. We have 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in our opening frame. 1-0 Eagles. Berzan, right wing, stops up in front of his bench trying to avoid a check from Solway. Lost the puck. It's back to the Surrey line. And the Vees go offside as Murphy and Seymour got tangled up as they tried to cross into the attacking zone. And Seymour had an absolutely golden opportunity in the third period of game number 5. It would have given the Vees a 2-1 lead at the time as he caught Santa Guida out of the net and had a wraparound for a wide open cage, but didn't get all of his attempt and actually sent it right along the goal line and out the other side as the Eagles played into the Penticton bench for stoppage. Fraser Lee shot it out. But Seymour looked to have the go-ahead goal for Penticton, but was unable to score. And then the Eagles in the end get the game to overtime, and Kevin Killistock scored the winner. Draw in neutral ice after it was shot out by Surrey. Maybe it's been ruled that it went off a Penticton stick, as the Pork and Tambellini line up on the draw rather, and the Vees get the puck. Nitsche sent down the far boards in deep. Taves from below the goal line up the near side for Shaw. He tried to deflect it center circle for Hanoun, but number 18 of the Eagles wasn't there yet. Now a turnover, or a near turnover in the slot. But coming back to corral the puck was Amantia as it was banked off the boards by Nitsche and nearly squirted out in the middle of the ice. Now Hanoun tips a long jump in and goes after it himself. Katner out of the net, sent up the far boards. It comes to the line and does just get out as Wizymerski was in the middle of a line change and couldn't get to the blue line in time to hold it in. Stetcher leads the breakout from behind his own net. Nice spinorama move in his own zone up the left wing. Got it ahead for Seymour. He plays in. Now Murphy left circle. Checked by Cameron. He gets it ahead, and back he comes. Checking hard. Icing waved off on the play. Cameron on the end wall. Battling with Seymour. Up the right wing. Now Cameron making moves into the slot. Left circle. Wizymerski. Wrist shot right on. And Katner got that with a glove and just held on. But great work from Trevor Cameron there as he beat the Penticton defenders to the dump it. And as a result, generated a scoring chance. Got the puck at the end boards. Walked out to the circle. And fed near side for Wizymerski, who got a shot away. Chad Katner, tracking the puck well, though, was able to make the nice stop. Pirog and Rebry, the centerman in the near circle, and the Eagles win it back to the point. Klimek, long wrister through traffic, hit a body in front. That was Michael Rebry. Now right point, Dan O'Keefe plays behind the net for Cameron. He takes a bump there from DeHaas. And the Vees get it out to center. McClure, cross-ice feed intended for Nani, but Dan O'Keefe got there and sent back. Mann corrals a bouncing puck near side. McClure tried to bank it off the boards out into the neutral zone, but Pirog held in. Now the Vees do come out. Here's Nani through center on the left boards. Knocked to the ice by Trevor Cameron. Turned the puck over to the Eagles, and Klimek has it in his own zone. Leaves for O'Keefe. Center circle, Pirog tried to tip that in, but Meller gloved it down to the ice, and he comes back down the right wing. Meller near the boards, and Santa Guida had lots of time to make the stop there and hold on. 3:29 to go in the first. 1-0 Eagles if you're just joining us. Brett Mulcahy's second of the postseason. Stennerson steps into the circle against Balson in his own zone. Balson back to the point. Flanagan long wrist shot And not too much traffic in front of Santaguida. He was able to see that cleanly again. Grabbed it with the trapper and held on. Reminder as well, if a Game 7 is necessary, it'll be tomorrow night at the South Surrey Arena. Tickets are available. Call 604-531-GOLD. That's 604-531-4625. Colton Mackey, nice right wing feed for Stenerson through center for the Eagles. Stenerson drops off at the circle for Mulcahy. His shot went wide of the left post. Now Wizamerski holds in from the top of the circle, but the Vees clear to center. Mellor's onto it there. Left wing for Gropp. Gropp tries to go around Taves. Nice poke check with the active stick from Devon Taves, and as a result, Mulcahy gets it to center. Stenerson onto the loose puck there with speed. Drops off, long slap shot by Wizamerski. That was deflected by Stetcher, who got his stick in front of that one and tipped it out of play, but Wizamerski unleashing a bomb from the point. Couldn't get it on net, though. So the 6'4", 215 native of Mahwah, New Jersey. But it does draw an attacking zone face-off of the Eagles, and they send out Tambellini, Shaw, and Hanoun to line up against the DePork line with Amantia and Blondley. Tambellini wins the draw cleanly back to the left point. Klimek long shot, bit of a bouncing puck, and he misses the net as a result. Now Nitsche, far corner. Sent up the boards. DePork follows up on it and clears to the line, but O'Keefe held it in with his glove. Backhands down low, got past Hanoun at the right circle, and Nitsche backhands up the near side for Amantia out to center. Amantia right wing. Gains the red line and sends into the right corner, gets the loose puck there himself, and they dig away for it on the near boards. Up with the puck out of the scrum is Shaw, right wing feed for Hanoun with speed. D'Amico Hanoun sent it on net from a long ways out, and Kapner turned it near side. The Vees come back quickly. Again, Blondley hit hard near boards as Wizamerski took him hard into the wall. Now Tambellini back in his own zone. Near side Wizamerski, who joins the rush. Wizamerski again, middle of the ice for Brady Shaw. Rickshaw broke his stick, went in on net. Now the puck bounces to the near side. He had Trevor Cameron wide open down the right wing, but Shaw elected to shoot and snapped his stick in half. Now back down the Vees. Seamer trying to beat out an icing call, and he won't do it as the puck got across the goal line before he touched up. And the draw comes back into the Penticton end with a minute 48 to go in the first. And a good opening period from the Eagles. You have to say they've been the better team in the first 18 minutes and 12 seconds. And they do get something to show for it in the form of the early goal by Brett Mulcahy. Now Pirog and Soloway on the draw near boards, and Soloway wins it back to the end boards, but Killistoff gets the loose puck there. Feeds in front for Pirog, lines of fire, hit the post, rebound, Killistoff hit the post as well. Couple of posts for the Eagles, and great opportunities there as Pirog wound and fired from the right circle. That found the iron, and then Killistoff followed up in the rebound, but hit the post as well, and that was nearly 2-0 for Surrey. What a couple of opportunities there. Now the Vees coming back quickly. Murphy, right wing. Send it in front. Comes to the left circle for Seamer as no one in the slot could contact the puck. He played behind the net intended for Soloway, but it bounced over his stick, and Pirog clears back. That's center. Turnover. Murphy, right wing feed for Seamer. Back for Soloway, tried to play in deep. Seamer knocked it loose and wrapped it around across the goal line. Again, the whistle had gone, though. As Santaguida covered up, the whistle came, but Seamer knocked it loose from underneath it. And John Seamer, irate at the quick whistle on the play there. Wouldn't have mattered, though, as Seamer once again on a wraparound attempt sent it across the goal line just like he did in game number 5. A couple of close calls for number 7 of the Vees, formerly the Coquitlam Express. Now Penticton wins the draw. DeHaas a long shot. It was a bit of a floater through the air, ends up in the left wing corner. Chipped up the near side for Mulcahy. He flips it high in the air back into the Penticton end. Hustling back for it is Flanagan. He goes behind the cage and will skate up with speed. Left wing gives it to Nani, but Dan O'Keefe's all over him. Forces him to play the puck in deep. Behind the net, McClure with it for Penticton. 40 seconds to go in the first. Left it for Reverie, but Klimek got it. Sends it to the line. DeHaas tries to hold it, and he does so. Now DeHaas into the slot. Shoveled it on net, but Stenerson blocked it. And Mackey's able to get it out the near boards. Tried a headman feed for Mulcahy. Well, that was broken up. Surrey does get it out nonetheless. And Mulcahy content to flip it high in the air right on Kapner, so no icing on the play. Vees with one last rush up the ice maybe here with 15 seconds to go. Miller, right wing, he's across the Surrey line. Tried to cut into the slot, falls to the ice, and there's a penalty coming up against the Eagles. They break back quickly the other way, but as soon as they touch the puck, The whistle goes, and the first power play of the evening will go Penticton's way after Miller fell to the ice cutting through the slot. I'm not exactly sure who it's going to be called against. And it looks like it's going to be Adam Tambellini heading to the penalty box, number 9 of the Eagles. The tripping call on the play comes at 19:52 officially, so 7.7 seconds left. Eagles win the draw in their own zone. It's cleared the length of the ice off the face-off by Taves. Katner settles it down in his own zone, but that's going to do it for the first period of play. So the Eagles will take a 1-0 lead to the dressing room, but we'll have 1 minute and 53 seconds to kill to begin the second period of play after the late penalty against Tambellini. A tripping minor. They make their way back out on the ice now, do the Birds, to be joined shortly by the Vees. The officials are out there as well. Eagles will defend the goal down to our broadcast left to begin the second, while the Vees will defend the goal down to our right. And could this be a key part of this game for Penticton, as they find themselves behind by 1, but a lengthy power play to start the second. And if they can equalize, then it's back to square one for both teams the rest of the way. And a key penalty kill for the Eagles as well, as they look to maintain the lead. Penalty kill unit, it appears, for the Eagles, although it could be changed, is going to be Brett Mulcahy and Trevor Cameron as forwards, with Devon Taves and Dan O'Keefe on the blue line. These currently have 6 skaters skating around on the ice, and now Thomas Nitchie goes off, so he's not going to stay out on the power play for Penticton. On a man advantage, it's going to be Wade Murphy, Brad McClure, Jed Soloway, Louis Nani, and Sam Meller, so 5 forwards on that top unit for the Vees on the power play, and they'll look to even the score here in this second period of play. Nani has had a very quiet series for Penticton. The Minnesota native came into the series leading the team in points and has had very few, if any, in the series. As we quickly look that up, he has not had a point in the series, had 5 goals and 6 assists entering the Fair Page Cup final, but has not contributed on the score sheet at all, and they'd like to get him going, I'm sure. As we're underway here, the Vees corral and quickly ice it off the draw. So it was sent in from behind center by Miller, missed everybody. And so the Eagles will get an attacking zone draw short-handed here. Just 6 seconds into the second period. All 9 players will stay out that we told you about before the start of the period. So it'll be Mulcahy and Soloway taking the draw to Katner's left in the Penticton end. And the Vees try to win it forward off the draw. Now they do get it near side. And skating to center is McClure. He'll play that in deep. On the far boards, Taves chips to the line. It was held in by Meller. And now digging away for it on the wall is Cameron. Soloway knocked it loose, and down to the circle is Murphy, but great back check by Devon Taves to lift his stick. Get the puck on the board, send to the line where Meller holds in again. Now Meller leaves at the right point for Murphy, down to the circle for Louis Nani. Nani turning away from a check of Devon Taves, but Taves all over him, knocks into the ice, pins him against the boards. Nani plays behind the net for Soloway. Jed Soloway gives to the left point for Murphy. Right side Meller, down to the half boards for Louis Nani. Fans getting restless here. They want a shot on goal. Nani from the right circle, shot through traffic. Soloway deflected that, and it went out of play, although they're saying it went off the goaltender, Santaguida, as well. So the faceoff will remain inside. the Surrey end with 58 seconds gone in the first power play of the game for either team, but it is Penticton on the man advantage as we speak. And they get a line change. Rebry, Seamer, and Gropp the forwards. DeHaas and Flanagan the blue liners for Penticton. Long shot for the point by DeHaas. Blocked in front. The Eagle penalty killers now. Pirog, Wizamerski, Klimek, and Stenderson. Pirog and Stenderson the forwards. Wizamerski and Klimek the blue liners, and they ice the puck to kill off some time here. Gropp through center with the puck down the left wing. Gains the line and plays it behind the net. Comes up the far boards for Rebry. Got past him, and DeHaas gets it at the right point. Down to the circle for Rebry. Tried to make a move into the slot, but fanned on the puck, and Killistoff poked it back to center. Near side is Flanagan. He received the pass, played it ahead for Gropp, down into the corner for John Seamer. Seamer, backhand feed behind the net for Rebry. He comes out the near side. Plays back to the point to Flanagan. Had a tough time holding into the line, but does. Right point for DeHaas. He passes the puck. Flanagan shot. That was deflected high, went off the glass, bounces up the far boards. Gropp's able to hold in. Just 10 seconds left in the Penticton power play. The Eagles clear back to the Vees line, so DeHaas has to go back and get it. Near side Flanagan in the attacking zone was Wizamerski. Played behind his own net, up the far boards. The fork intercepted there. Behind the net for Seamer. Seamer in the left wing corner. Back on the ice is Tambellini, so the Vees power play goes to 0 for 1. Now DePort and Pirog get into it behind the net. Pirog fighting far side now. Seamer got the loose puck, but was poked off it, and it comes back to center. Flanagan settles down in the Vees end. Far side DeHaas. Plays up the near boards, and Jordan Klemek's onto it in his own end. Right wing for Tambellini. He tried to feed ahead for Shaw, but the pass was just ahead of him, run right in on Katner, who covers up for a stoppage in play. So again, the Eagle penalty kill. Now 1 for 1 on the night, and they go to 2 for 16 in the series, or rather, they've allowed 2 goals on 16 opportunities for the Vees. And Eagles penalty kill has been one of their strongest suits in this series. As Surrey wins the draw, O'Keefe had to hustle over to hold in at the line, but he does. Now Tambellini behind the Penticton net. Out into the left corner, takes a bump from Nitsche, and the loose puck is knocked up the boards, but it comes back to the line. Dawson a long wrist shot, and blocking it in front was DePort. Now in the right wing corner, Tambellini again behind the goal for Shaw, tried to cut out front of the backhand, but Stetcher was there to break that play up, or rather that was DePort. Now Nitsche stands off the glass far side to center, gets past Dawson, but he's able to chip it to the sideboards, and Mantia fell to the ice on the play. Blonley with it there, attacking zone, takes a bump from Tambellini. Loose puck for Amantia, who's without a stick, and he's playing it down the boards with his feet. And Tambellini's able to chip it loose, get it to center, but right to Stetcher as he gloved it down and sent ahead. O'Keefe, right wing just out of the reach of Brady Shaw. Puck sent back, but O'Keefe gets it again across the red line and dumps in. Eagles get a line change. We've played 3 minutes and 20 seconds of the second period in game number 6 of the BCHL's Fred Page Cup final. Vees coming in off the attack again. Nani's shot off the left wing was tipped high in the air. Now comes back in front, and Fraser Lee cleared it before any Penticton players could get it. Now back with speed of the Eagles. Mackey tried to feed in front to Fraser Lee, who was joining the rush, but it was turned to the corner, and Fraser Lee hustles back to the point. Now Mulcahy forces a turnover at the left half wall. Mulcahy fighting with a couple of V's in the corner for the puck. Him and Sins dig away for it. Sins played up the wall. Stenderson intercepted, though. Now Rebry gets it off the window high in the air back into the Eagle defensive zone. Devon Taves, stretch pass up the right wing for Mulcahy. He's just content to deflect that in, though, to avoid the icing. And the Vees will start out from behind their own net. Mann, near side feed for Soloway. He fed ahead for Murphy as well, but Brito broke that up. Took a bump on the near boards from Murphy for his troubles as well. And now the Vees ice the puck. As a stretch pass by DeHaas intended for Soloway at the near wall. Got past everybody. Eagles still ahead on the shot clock. It's 13-9. Each team has had 1 shot in this second period. And if you look at the Penticton power play, the fact that they weren't able to generate good scoring opportunities could be a key. Now Best off the draw, got the puck in the right wing corner, tried to throw in front for Berzan, but that was intercepted. Now Seamer, right wing into the Surrey end, stood up at the circle by Wizamerski, and the puck squirts to Berzan. Stefan Berzan turns back in his own zone, leaves for Klimek, goes D to Wizamerski. Ahead for Berzan again, he's down the left wing, has Best going to the net. Berzan tried a backhand feed into the slot, but that was broken up by Flanagan, and he gets it behind his own net. Flanagan. Off the right wing, finds Murphy. He's through center with speed, now into the Surrey end. Drop pass through his legs for Seymour, tried to send back to Murphy, who was going hard to the net, but it hopped over his stick, and Brito gets it near boards to the line. Flanagan tried to hold in with the glove, but Tillistoff able to dig away at it and clear to center. Nitschke up the right wing. Vees nearly charged for too many men on the ice as Grott was about to jump onto the ice. Quickly hopped back onto the bench as Seymour deflected the dump in. Now the Eagles send back to the Penticton line. Stetcher in his own zone. Has Cameron all over him on the forecheck. Plays to the line, not out as Klimek held in. Now there's a pile of bodies in the right circle as Cameron collided with Miller and Stetcher. Puck went out of play on the shot from the point as well. So the face-off, they're discussing where it's going to be now, and I think it was deflected out by a Penticton player as it's going to stay in the zone. And the Vees win the face-off forward. Drop out to center. Chips it down the near boards and goes on to the goal line. Behind the net for Miller. Miller trying to feed for a drop, but it's chipped out in the far corner. Fraser leads onto it there. Has Miller all over him, though, but is able to avoid the check and get it out to center. Then Pirog ahead for Cameron. He dumps in to the Vees zone. Katner out of the net again. Cameron was hard forechecking, and shades of that game-tying goal in game number 5. As Cameron in there trying to force a turnover from Katner, who was out of the net, but that time couldn't corral the puck, and the Vees sent back deep into the Surrey end. Taves behind the cage of Michael Santaguida, taking his time, and will skate out near side. Taves decides to carry it himself to center, sends a long shot right in on Katner. He gloves that down to the ice and leaves it for Sins. Now Brian Sins is going to bring the puck out himself, trying to left wing feed for Blondelay, broken up by Hanoun. D'Amico Hanoun, right circle, quick drag move, shot, rebound, it was loose in the crease, they chip away at it, it's dug away at it, and Katner jumped back and covered it. Great chance for the Eagles, though, as the puck was loose on the shot by D'Amico Hanoun, and play continues in the attacking zone. Shaw behind the net, he's fighting with DePort. Got it loose in the left corner for Hanoun. Hanoun, back down low for Shaw. He and DePort or collide on the end boards, rather. Now it comes near quarter for D'Amico Hanoun. Hanoun fell to the ice, then Tambellini was knocked down behind the play as well, and allows the Vees to break out. No call. Amantia, right wing. Turns away from the check of Dawson, fed in front, bouncing puck, and Santaguida came out, laid a nice hit on DePort, and that's the second time we've seen that from Santaguida. As DePort was trying to receive the pass, Santaguida came out of his crease, laid the body on him. Fans don't like it, but no penalty on the play, as it was a clean body check there for the Surrey goaltender. Now he gloves a long shot in by McClure, holds on for the whistle. And Michael Santaguida makes saves, handles the puck, and lays body checks as well. He just does it all. And he showed that there, laying the body on Cody DePort, and a well-timed hit as well, as he broke up a good scoring chance for the Eagles. Face-off comes near side. Stennerson and Rebry on the draw. Stennerson won it back. Rebry tries to jump forward, though, and chip the puck high over the net. Now he's onto it again on the end boards, trying to walk out front, but has Wisomierski all over him. Now Rebry fell to the ice. Puck came to McClure. He played it into the slot, but no one was there. And now Mulcahy, rather, for Surrey. Clears back into the Penticton end. Eagles go offside at the line. No, now Colton Mackey getting into it with James DeHaas at the circle as they collided after the whistle had gone. But they're quickly separated by the linesmen working tonight, Riley Bolson and Nick Bilko. And after the offside against the Eagles, the faceoff comes out. Surrey with 3 shots in the period as opposed to just 1 for Penticton, and they play into the zone off the draw. But Nani cleared back to center. Now Rebry knocks a loose puck down the end board. Santaguida out to play it, leaves it near side, but Nani forechecking. Looked like he was going to play into the corner, but the puck must have hopped over his stick. He's holding it at the line nonetheless as the Eagles tried to clear. Santaguida out to play it again, up the far boards. It's caught in Soloway's equipment, and he digs away for it on the end boards after he knocked it loose. Comes up the near side. DeHaas down to the circle to hold it as Mulcahy was trying to chip it out. Comes to Klimek. He can't corral a bouncing puck. Collides with Soloway. The two of them go into the near quarter, but Klimek sent up the wall for Stennerson. Michael Stennerson tried to ricochet off the boards, but it was intercepted in neutral ice. Now a turnover again back in the Eagles. Offside, though, as Drew Best wanted to counterattack quickly, but Brett Mulcahy was still stuck in the zone.
Canadian champion Vees.
And so the neutral zone face-off will be forthcoming. Talked a bit in this series about Chad Katner and some of his quirks as a goaltender. Always skates out to the left wing corner in every stoppage. Has a bit of a ritual he always does. And once again did so there. Eagles with the puck at their own line. Drops off for Devon Taves. Right wing for Anthony Brito. He'll backhand that below the goal line. Katner out to play it. Fired up the near wall. Brito pinching in, though. Played it into the corner. Anthony Brito behind the net has Stetcher all over him. Fed in front. But great play by Katner as he got his stick down on the ice to break up the centering pass. Now dropped down the right wing. Got around Taves, but Devon Taves did a good job to hustle back and take him to the end boards. They dig away at it. Just to the left of Santaguita's net, behind the goal line, and it squirts loose near side for Ryan Fraser-Lee. Fraser-Lee. Cross-ice feed on the left wing for Anthony Brito. His long shot missed wide of the right post and ricochets back out into neutral ice. Stetcher chips ahead for Ryan Groff, who is content to play it into the Eagle end. Devon Taves behind his own line to get it. We played 9:30 of the second period. Still 1-0 Eagles. Brady Shaw into the Penticton end of the left wing. The puck knocked off his stick, and now the Vees break back. A dump in, deflected into the corner by Amantia. Hustling back forward is Dawson. Two of them collide on the end boards, but Dawson knocked it loose far side for Brady Shaw. He's able to flip it to center. Mann settles down. A bouncing puck is knocked to the ice by D'Amico Hanu, but got it ahead, and the Vees are able to counterattack. Now with DePort near side, and Matt Dawson's taking a penalty here as he and DePort collided, and DePort fell down on the play. He's going to be called for holding, but looked like it had been shoulder to shoulder from my vantage point, and DePort just lost an edge, but nonetheless Dawson goes to the box. That's the second Surrey penalty of the afternoon, or the evening, I guess. Now we're into the evening hours, so we'll see the evening. 10:02 of the second, the time of the penalty against Dawson, and this is Penticton's second power play of the night. They're 0 for 1. Vees control. McClure left point. Down for Murphy. He turns it over. 2-on-1 shorthanded for the Eagles if they hurry. Cameron right wing has Bouquet going to that. Cameron trying to feed in front. And lying down on the ice to break that play up was Miller. Good defensive play by him, as the Eagles would have had a great opportunity to score shorthanded. Now Penticton will break out. Miller down the right wing. Into the Surrey end. Tried to cut into the slot. It was checked by Wizimurski, and Pirog's able to get it out. Nani passes near side for Miller. He slaps that one in, and it goes behind the net. Took a weird bounce up the far boards, came right to Soy. He tried to cut in front of the backhand, but Jordan Klimek dove down on the ice and was able to block it. Now Murphy left point, middle of the ice for Mann. Back to Murphy, left circle. Soloway was in front screening on the play. And the Penticton man advantage is going to get a change here, with 48 seconds gone on power play. Eagle penalty killers will switch up to. It's Stenderson and Pirog with Taves and O'Keefe. Power play unit for the Vees, Balson, Seamer, and Groff, with Flanagan and DeHaas. And Pirog wins the draw right back to Devon Taves. He ices that quickly. And that'll be a good opportunity for the Eagles to kill some time. Katner out of the net. Gives a no-look backhand pass behind the goal for DeHaas. Now head for Balson down the right wing. He drops off for Groff, trying to make a move around Taves in the circle. High slot shot right on as DeHaas got the bouncing puck and fired right on Santaguita, but he was out challenging and made a nice save to hold on with 52 seconds left in the minor penalty to Matt Dawson of the Eagles. Dawson's second penalty of the series, and interestingly enough, his last penalty in game number 5, Eagles killed it off. He jumped out of the box and was a key factor in the game-tying goal at that point, as he took the shot. Trevor Cameron forced the turnover on the end boards from afterwards. Now Seamer waves in the right corner for Ryan Groff. He's out to the top of the circle. Now Seamer threw it through the crease. Santaguita kicked out the right pad to knock it away. Now the Eagles trying to clear. O'Keefe far boards. Couldn't get it past Reverie, but gets it again to the line, and Flanagan can't hold in. He's forced to bring it back out to center now, with just 20 seconds to go in Penticton's second power play of the night. Flanagan across the red line, sends it off the glass near side. It goes behind the goal. Seamer met it on the half wall far side. Left for Reverie. Back down for Seamer. John Seamer out to the top of the circle. Stops up. Skates down. Made a nice drag move through the legs into the slot, and Santaguida stopped him. As John Seamer, known for some fancy moves at times, made a nice one there to gain some space off the half boards, but Santaguida stopped that once again. As he faced 13 shots and stopped them all through 32 minutes of hockey now, as we have 8 minutes to go in the second. Dawson up in the box. There's just 2 seconds left in his penalty, so he'll be back out in a moment. Face-off is to Santaguida's left in the Surrey end. Tambellini and DePork on the draw. Tambellini wins it cleanly back to the end boards. Wizamerski sends around to the near side. Jordan Klimek onto it there. Klimek under pressure from Amantia. Play behind the net again. Far side, Dawson digging away at it, trying to clear the zone, and he does so. The Vees bring it back in quickly. Here's Stetcher, stood up by Wizamerski at the right wing circle. That was a good defensive play by Wizamerski there, as Stetcher would have been in. Now the Eagles clear it, but it went right in on Katner, so no icing, and Penticton has to bring it back. Nitsche, right wing feed for Stetcher. Cross ice to the near boards for Blonley into the Surrey end. Blonley sends it into the corner. DePork and Amantia in a way digging at it, as they often are on the forecheck. Tambellini and Klimek there for the Eagles in a scrum. But DePork got the puck loose, tried to walk out to the bottom of the left circle and shoot, but he hit the side of the net, and then it went out of play. With 7:15 to go in the second, we reach the mid-period timeout. Penticton is now 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. They were 0 for 4 in game number 5 as well, were the Vees. As we get set to resume play here, Tambellini and Soloway on the draw. On the near side in the Surrey end. The puck goes to the wall. They dig away at it. Behind the net, Santaguida came out of his crease and is able to clear it back to center to Mikko Hanoun with speed down the left wing. Hanoun looking for help, doesn't have any. Tried to make a drag move around Flanagan, but that was turned aside. And the Vees get it back into neutral ice. Eagles couldn't touch the puck after it was played into the zone by Taves on the delayed offside. So Murphy plays up the right wing for Seamer, tried to feed into the slot. That was broken up and cleared by the Eagles. Flanagan onto it in the middle of the ice. Sends back into his own zone for DeHaas. Left wing intended for Soloway, but Shaw broke that up, sent off the window. Back come the Eagles with speed. Tambellini was racing after the loose puck, but couldn't quite get to it, and that allows the Vees to clear. Now Penticton was laid offside as well, as Fraser Lee got it out of his own zone, and it was knocked back in by Seamer. So they get a line change. Hanoun ahead as Stenderson deflects it in. Eagles in the middle of the line change as well. And as a result, the Vees send back into the Surrey end. Taves behind the goal. Up the far boards, Mackey and Amantia dig away for it at the hash mark. DePork comes in to help, and he'll go behind the net. Takes a bump from Taves, and the puck squirts loose to Michael Stenderson. Stenderson carries it out through center himself with speed. Michael Stenderson splits the defense, or nearly did. Active stick by Sins just prevented him from going in on goal. Michael Stenderson with some great moves and great speed there. Nearly generated a great opportunity as Amantia gains the red line, backhands it in deep, allowing the Vees to yet another line change here. Eagles out shooting Penticton 16-13 in the hockey game. Penticton with 5 shots as opposed to Surrey's 4 in the second period. And now there's an icing call as a pass intended for Brett Mulcahy up the right wing got past him and went the length of the ice. 5:26 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Eagles. Mulcahy the goal scorer. The Surrey captain coming up big for the Birds as they look to capture their first Fred Page Cup since 2005 and their 4th since arriving in Surrey back in the early 90s. Eagles win the draw in their own zone, and onto it behind his own net is Dan O'Keefe. He touches up, and there's a penalty against the Birds right off the draw, as I think it was Seamer fell to the ice. And it's going to be Captain Brett Mulcahy for tripping, so that's the 3rd straight penalty the Eagles have taken. These will go back to the power play. 14:38 of this second period, the time of the tripping minor to Mulcahy. And again, the Vees a man advantage opportunity to tie the game. Now there's a delay as assistant captain Trevor Cameron is in a long discussion with referee Grant Tyson. And the Eagles penalty killers, Pirog, Cameron, Wizamerski, and Klimek on the power play for the Vees. are Soloway, and he won it back. Quick shot by McClure. Rebound, and crashing to that was Soloway. Then they get a shot away again. Santa Rita stopped it. Loose puck in front. The Eagles clear. Some scary moments there for the Eagles in their own zone, but they're able to clear. As now we can mention the Penticton power play unit. It is Soloway, McClure, Nani, Murphy, and Miller. The 5-man forward unit again. And McClure back at his own line, plays ahead, and now it's sinking deep. Klimek near side. Collides with Murphy, but played to the line, not out. Now Cameron follows up and is able to ice it. As the Eagles penalty kill has remained strong in this game. A couple of great chances for the Vees there, though, right off the draw, and back they come. Right wing pass intended for McClure, hopped over his stick. He collides with Wizamerski near boards, and Wizamerski got it loose to Stenerson, who sends back. Canner well out of his net, leaves ahead for Murphy. Murphy swinging back into his own zone. Now goes to the bottom of the left wing circle, and he'll bring it out himself. Murphy, left wing feed for Miller. He'll send that lightly in below the goal line, where Gropp collects behind the net. Takes a bump from Klimek, though, who knocked the loose puck away. And Klimek ices it back again. And the Eagle penalty killers. Some great work here on this one after that initial flurry of activity by the Vees off the faceoff. Now Seymour played it in the middle of the ice, intended for Gropp. He couldn't knock it out of the air. Now back on the Eagles, short-handed. Killistoff shot turned aside by the left pad of Katner. Might have been a tougher save than it looked. Now Pirog on the back check forces a turnover. It's cleared to center. O'Keefe tried to dump in, but couldn't knock down a bouncing puck. Now Gropp, left wing across the Surrey line, plays it in. Santa Guida came out of the net, but it bounced over his stick. On the far boards for DeHaas for Penticton. Near side, Flanagan, top of the circle. Back to the point, DeHaas just holds it at the line. 10 seconds left in the power play. DeHaas, slap shot, blocked by, rebound in front. They hit the crossbar to the Vees on the chance there. I think it was John Seymour on the rebound, caught the iron. Some of the fans in the building thought it was in, and the power play comes to an end. And what an opportunity for the Vees there. That looked like it was the tying goal. But Mulcahy steps out of the box. The Penticton power play 0 for 3 now, and the Eagles hold on to the lead. Back on the Vees again, but they go offside of the line as Blondelay fell while he was crossing the line. Seymour carried the puck in anyways. And now Seymour and D'Amico Hanoun exchanging words. The linesman in there to separate them. 3:04 to go in the second, but wow, what a chance that was for the Vees on the backhand rebound attempt that hit the crossbar and stayed out. And the officials quickly consulting on it to make sure that it didn't go in. It looked awfully close. As we get a replay of it here in the building, it was Seymour diving and just could not ripple the mesh on that one. Vees win the draw, and quickly back is Stetcher. Goes a spinorama move around Fraser Lee, backhanded it on net. Santa Guida got his stick out and deflected that into the mesh. And John Seymour has had so many golden opportunities to score in this series, but has not to this point. Could have had the 2-1 goal, would have been the 2-1 goal for the Vees in game number 5, but couldn't score on the wraparound. The Eagles came back to win as a result, and could that chance there loom large as he hits the crossbar on a rebound on the backhand. And the Vees so close to tying the game, but the Eagles maintain the lead here. There's a scrum for it near boards in the Surrey end. Fraser Lee gets it on the end wall, passed up the far side for Brady Shaw. Shaw tried to feed in the middle of the ice for D'Amico Hanoun, but it was knocked out of play by Louis Nani into the Vees bench. So it'll be a neutral zone draw with 2:38 to go in the second. Stenerson into the circle against Balson. And the Eagles win the draw. Dan O'Keefe will bring it out to center himself off the draw. O'Keefe, a long wrister, went wide on that. Bounces off the end boards, up the far wall. Mann tried to clear to the line. Mackey held it in, but then getting it out was Balson. Left wing for Gropp. Gropp tried to go around O'Keefe, then poked the puck past him, but he couldn't. And DeHaas just barely able to keep it in the attacking zone. Taves back behind the net. Left wing for Mackey. Cross ice up the right side for Stenerson. Had to slow up and corral the pass, so couldn't keep his speed on the rush, but was able to play it in. Vees come back themselves, though. Gropp pokes it past O'Keefe with 2 minutes to go in the second into the left wing corner. O'Keefe back for it. Now Devon Taves in front of his net, a bit of a risky play, but was able to send it up the far wall, and Killistoff got it out. Now Nitschke up for Seymour, down the left wing. He got it past O'Keefe, backhand pass in front, broken up by Taves. Now Seymour, who's buzzing out there on the ice, lays a hit on Cameron on the far wall. As the puck came back out to center. And then again, Seymour deflects the puck in, goes hard on the forecheck. Collides with O'Keefe. Seymour falls to the ice on the end wall. And Cameron plays the loose puck far side for Killistoff. Middle of the ice for Pierre. He let it go past him to Taves up the right wing. Devon Taves into the corner, fighting with Nitschke. Left it on the half boards for Cameron. Now Cameron trying to go behind the net. He was poked off the puck by Murphy. Murphy up the left wing for Seymour. Tried a cross-ice feed intended for Flanagan, but that was broken up by the Eagles. And they get it back to center. Now Klimek at his own line. Ahead for Killistoff. He deflects that high in the air. Goes below the goal line in the Penticton end. Flanagan back for it. Sends it all the way down the ice. Icing waved off, though. Santaguida out for it. Leaves near corner for Klimek. Klimek, ricochet off the wall, trying to get it out, but took an odd bounce, came to Rebry. Now in the slot from a corner shot. And Santaguida square to the shooter, Brad McClure. And held on for the whistle. 47.3 seconds to go here in the second. And the Eagles under some pressure from the Vees here late in the frame, but looking to hold on to their one-goal lead and get to the dressing room with less than a minute to go in the middle frame. Tambellini and Rebry on the draw. Tambellini wins it back to the corner. Klimek sends it behind the net up the far wall for Brady Shaw to center. Shaw left wing. Couldn't corral a bouncing puck, then stops, goes back to the puck and sends it in deep. Katner out behind the net to play it. Sends it up the near boards. Nani digging away for it there. The puck goes high in the air. And jumping, trying to glove it out was Nani. Now he's able to play it out with his stick past Shaw. Now Nani left wing. Took a hit from Klimek, but gets it in the left corner. Threw it on from a tough angle. Hit the side of the net and deflected out of play. Less than 20 seconds left now in the second period. And of course the Vancouver Canucks green men, well known by all in the hockey world. But we've got some blue men here supporting the Vees. Down behind the goal of Michael Santaguida to our left. Three of them all in blue spandex suits, cheering. And there's some fans posing for pictures with them as well. Excellent. 18.7 seconds to go in the second. And the Eagles win the faceoff in their own zone, get it out to center. Flanagan with it there for Penticton, though. Backtracks into his own zone. Near side feed for DeHaas. He plays that back into the Surrey. Taves knocked the bouncing puck out of the air. But now it comes to Seymour down the left wing. He got it in front. Going to the goal was Soloy. Tried to pass in front for Murphy. Now he gets a shot on. Santaguida stopped him. Murphy again got the pass into the slot. Santaguida made a save. The horn sounds to end the second period of play. And the Vees pressuring, trying to find that tying goal. And a couple of them look incredibly frustrated as they head off to the dressing room after 40 minutes. But the Eagles are still ahead in this one. As we get set for the third period of play, Eagles with a 1-0 lead. If you're just joining us, Brett Mulcahy had the lone goal in the game back less than 2 minutes into the first. And as we prepare for the start of the third, neither team back on the ice, but the Vees fans here standing and applauding, trying to get behind their team as they need to battle back from a 1-0 deficit here in the third. Eagles are on the ice now as they make their way out from their dressing room. And as I mentioned, Surrey, if this scoreline holds, just a period away from winning the Fred Page Cup. The Vees join them on the ice, and this building is loud as the fans welcome them back for what could be their final period of the season, although I'm sure the Vees will have something to say about that as we enter the third period. Eagles are going to start out up front with D'Amico Hanoun, Adam Tambolini, and Brady Shaw, a line that is put together tonight and has generated some good chances. D'Amico Hanoun with some great opportunities in that middle frame. Also told by Coquitlam Express play-by-play broadcaster Eddie Gregory that one of them hit the post, but it was at the far end of the ice away from our broadcast booth. So Hanoun finding the iron as well, while John Seymour hit the post at the other end of the ice. At the near end, Kevin Killistoff and Nick Pirog run pucks off the iron in the first as well, so the post is getting a lot of work tonight. And what do we have in store for this third period? Again, the Eagles forward line, Shaw, Tambolini, and Hanoun. The defenseman, Devon Taves, Dan O'Keefe. For the Vees, up front, it's Michael Rebry, Louis Nani, and Wade Murphy. Thomas Nitschke and Troy Stitcher, the defenseman. Eagles attacking the goal to our broadcast left. Vees attacking the goal to our broadcast right. And the third period is underway. Penticton controls off the draw. Nitschke gains the red line, sends it in deep. Hustling backward is Devon Taves. Rung it around to the near side, but Murphy intercepted in the corner. Taves pokes a loose puck up the wall, but Murphy gets it and sends to the point for Stetcher. Stetcher down for Murphy. Leaves at the half wall for Rebry again. Goes behind the net. And Nani is taken hard into the boards by O'Keefe there. Also digging away at the puck is Rebry. He tried to walk out back to the hash marks, but Taves poked the puck off his stick. Now Taves gets it. And the right wing corner plays to the far side. Hanoun to the line, not out. Thomas Nitschke, long wrist shot, Santa Guida, challenging out almost to the bottom of the circle as his body was completely out of the blue paint, but made the save. And a confident Michael Santa Guida tonight for the Eagles has made 21 saves on 21 shots. We do remind you he has 4 goose eggs, or clean sheets, or whatever you'd like to call them, in the playoffs to this point. As the Eagles control the puck near boards off the faceoff, Killistoff to center. Trevor Cameron digging for it there. He's able to play in, but right to the stick of Sean Flanagan. Flanagan, the native of Kindersley, Saskatchewan, ahead, and here's Seymour at the left circle. Seymour's shot tipped high over the net by a active stick. I think that was Craig Wizimurski in there. Now Jordan Klimek backhands up the wall near side. Flanagan held in, but following up to direct it out was Pirog. Now back in the Eagles. Pirog, backhand pass into the slot, intended for Killistoff. Came right to Sins, and it's played back to center. Wizimurski with it there. Forces the Vees to go back. And Sins starts out. Right wing. Ahead for Amantia, who deflects that into Eagle territory. Fraser Lee back for it, though. Far side Taves. Headman pass through the middle of the ice for Mackey. He skates up the right wing and backhands that in. Katner out of the net to play. Far side for DeHaas. He sends to the line, not out to the near point. Taves held in. Left corner, Colton Mackey on the puck down. He's knocked to the ice by DeHaas, and DeHaas skates away with the loose puck back to the Surrey line, but it's offside as DeHaas made too many moves before crossing the blue line, and Travis Blomley couldn't hold up in time to prevent the offside on the play. With a minute 45 gone here in the third period, 1-0 Eagles. If you are just joining us, and we thank you for doing so. Game number 6 of the Front Page Cup final. Draw comes outside the Surrey line. Stenderson and Soloway on the face-off, and Stenderson won it back. Taves leaves for Fraser Lee, goes back D to Taves near side. Ahead intended for Mulcahy, but it was poked away by Mann, and Gropp turns back for the Vees, sends a high dump in the air. Taves batted it to the corner. When it comes to the half wall for Gropp, he tried to leave down low for Soloway, but Eagles intercept, and Fraser Lee sends off the near boards to center. Mann tried to glove it down, but Mulcahy pokes it past him, and he's taken hard into the boards, allowing Gropp to corral the loose puck. Now Gropp, center circle for Soloway. He's into the Surrey end. Goes into the right wing corner with the puck. Now threw it on goal from a sharp angle. Either hit Santa Guida's leg or the side of the net, but close to being a threatening scoring chance. Eagles clear, and the Vees start out. Now Stetcher, right wing for Rebry. He's into the Surrey end. Rebry cuts to the slot, trying to get a shot away. Great active stick by Jordan Klimek. Now set on net. It goes just wide to the right post. Santa Guida stopped the initial shot. Now one-time chance for Murphy in the slot as well. He didn't get all of that, and it went well wide into the left corner. Now Rebry onto it behind the net. Vees pressuring here. Rebry leaves for Stetcher, right corner. Stetcher fed in front. One-time chance at the top of the crease for Nani. Didn't get all of that. It went high in the air and back come the Eagles. Middle of the ice, Brady Shaw into the slot, making moves. Was poked off the puck by Rebry. 3-on-2 for the Vees. Shaw hustling back to try and make it a 3-on-3. Left wing Nani sent it to the net. Santaguida stopped it with a right pad. Now Nani onto it on the end boards, but it is checked, and Wizamurski flips the puck through the air back to center. Miller onto it there, though, for the Vees. He played just over 3 minutes of the third. 1-0 Surrey in game number 6 of the Fred Page Cup final. Miller right corner behind the net for John Seymour. Seymour trying to make moves out of the corner. Wizamurski knocks him to the ice, but coming in to pick up the puck was Murphy. Now Miller in the slot. Drag move to get around O'Keefe, but O'Keefe diving back. Made a nice poke check to knock it loose. Now Nick Pirog is able to clear to center, relieving some of the pressure, but no, it won't because the Vees come back quickly. Miller, right circle for John Seymour. His shot stopped by Santaguida. Rebound bounces out to the circle again, but right to Killistoff. And he's able to just get it out. Now Trevor Cameron battling with Flanagan forward at center. In comes Nick Pirog, who poked it in, fell to the ice though, allowing Sittons to get it ahead for Miller. Near side Flanagan as he joins the rush. Right wing John Seymour drops off high slot. McClure shot through traffic. Where is it? It's deflected out of play. And some pushing and shoving after the whistle as Flanagan was in deep. Trevor Cameron a little push. They're separated by the linesman. And you're sensing some desperation here from the Vees in the third, as they understand that their season is on the line at this point. Down 1 goal. 4-11 gone here in the third. And off the draw, there's a scrum for the puck. Comes loose to Jordan Klimek. He'll skate behind his own goal and send it up the near boards. Colton Mackey chips it to the line, and it gets past Robert Mann. Mann goes D-to-D. On the far side for DeHaas, he tried to find Soloway across the Surrey line, but the puck bounced over his stick, and the Vees are forced to turn back in their own zone. Now Soloway, another good poke check from active Surrey sticks. Here's Mulcahy left wing. Brett Mulcahy hit hard from behind into the near boards, and DeHaas is going to go to the box. Both referees have their arms in the air, and maybe an undisciplined penalty from DeHaas as Mulcahy's down on his knees here on the ice after taking that heavy hit from behind into the sideboards. They're going to call it a cross-check against the Penticton defender, James DeHaas. And now athletic trainer Ian Grossleg out on the ice to help attend to Brett Mulcahy, but Mulcahy up to his feet now and is going to skate off, although he looks to be in some pain. And some booing from the fans here in the building as Mulcahy goes off. But it is going to be a Surrey power play on the cross-checking penalty to DeHaas. 4:15 of the third period, the time of the penalty, and Surrey's first power play, a chance to double their lead. Off the draw, puck comes to the left corner for Brady Shaw. He has Citro over him, though. Shaw behind the net, feeds to the right point for Devon Taves. Taves near side Tambolini, back to Taves, middle of the ice. Taves, right circle for Michael Stenerson. Stenerson with it there, top of the point for Taves. Taves, left circle Tambolini, has some space, got a shot away, was blocked by DePork, I think. As DePork and Sins were both in the shooting lane by the time Tambolini released the shot. And one of them was able to tip that out of play. Eagles' first power play. And we mentioned those Green Men-esque fans, the Blue Men. They're behind the Eagle bench now trying to distract the Surrey players. As the power play continues here, Eagles win the draw. Left point with it is Tambolini. He feeds cross ice to Devon Taves at the right point. Now Taves shading into the middle of the ice. Left circle for Tambolini. Down low for Hanoun. Back to Tambolini. Quick one-timer, and Katner stopped that with the right pass. Now top of the point. Taves a slap shot. And Katner made a nice save there as well as Tambolini. Thought about taking another shot on net. But had the foresight to feed back to Taves, who had a good drive from the high slot. And Katner got across and stopped it. With 37 seconds gone here in Surrey's first power play of the evening. And now there's an extra puck on the ice. So that'll get disposed of, and now we'll drop the puck in. Stenerson and Rebry on the draw. Eagles on the power play. Stenerson wins it back to the point, Tambolini. Middle of the ice, Taves fakes a slap shot back to Tambolini, top of the point. Right side, Devon Taves. Down to the circle for Stenerson. Again, top of the point, Taves. Left circle, Tambellini. Down into the left corner for Hanoun. Hanoun tried to feed into the high slot for Taves. Hit a shin pad in front, bounces to the far boards. Taves is onto it there, though. He leaves down to the hash marks for Stenerson. Back to the point. Middle of the ice for Taves. Left circle, Tambellini faked a shot. Into the corner. Hanoun tried to walk out and shot from a sharp angle. I don't know if Katner got a piece of it or whether it hit the side of the goal and went out of play. The Eagles with some good zone time here on the power play. They just can't find the shooting lanes with the aggressive Vees penalty kill, keeping them to the outside. 55 seconds to go in the Surrey power play with DeHaas in the box. 5:51 elapsed here in the third. Stenerson and DePork the centerman this time. And DePork wins the draw back for Nitsche, who goes behind his own net. He's going to skate out far side. And a chance for a short-handed 3-on-2 for the Vees. Nitsche across center, tried a right wing feed for DePork. Was out of his reach. Tambellini goes behind the goal and then leaves for Devon Taves. As the Eagles break out on the power play. 35 seconds left on the man advantage. Deviko Hanoun tried to make a move across the Penticton line, but was poked away by Stenerson, and now the Eagles will try again. Shaw drops off for Devon Taves. Taves right wing for Shaw. He's into the Penticton end. Brady Shaw down to the hash mark. Drops off. Stenerson. Top of the point. Taves. Left circle, Tambellini. Back to Taves. One-timer blocked in front. The rebound chance by Hanoun is thrown through the crease and comes out the far side to the right corner. Stenerson back to the line. Taves long slap shot blocked in front. Went high in the air but goes wide. Now Hanoun on the end wall. Chipped it near corner. DePork gets there first though. Is going to ice it. DeHaas just about to step out of the box. And he will now, but the play is blown dead and there's going to be another penalty here, and I think it's going to be the Eagles this time. And indeed, Deviko Hanoun has been called here. Not exactly sure what for. But just as quickly as the Vees kill off the Surrey power play, they get a power play of their own. Hanoun given the gate. 6:50 of the third, the time of the penalty. Officials will have to pick up the public address announcement in the building. It's a slashing minor against Hanoun. Vees controlling the attacking zone of the power play. Looking to tie the game. Soloway on the end boards. Left wall for McClure. He drops off for Soloway. Back to the point for Miller. Miller long. Slap shot blocked by Mulcahy. Great block. He felt that though. Eagles clear. He's going to go straight to the bench in a lot of pain. And that's one thing we've seen from Brett Mulcahy in this series is some great shot blocking, both at even strength and short-handed. And another big one there. As it's dumped in on Santaguida, he had a tough time handling it. It hit him in the pad and bounced loose in the crease, but he was able to cover up and hold on for the whistle. 33 seconds gone, and Penticton's fourth power play of the night. Vees are 0 for 3. And trail 1-0, looking to tie the hockey game here. Faceoff comes to Santaguida's left, and the Eagles get it off the drop. Taves up the far wall. Is able to send it all the way back across the Penticton blue line. Swinging back for it is McClure, and he's going to skate up the right side with speed across the red line. Cross ice dumped into the left-hand corner. Murphy meets the puck there, but couldn't handle it. And it's iced quickly by Tambellini. Katner out of his crease. Leads for Seamer right wing. He'll swing behind his own goal. A minute left in the Penticton power play. Seamer, left wing feed for Murphy. He fell as he crossed the line, but was able to chip it in deep nonetheless. Now on the right wall, Stetcher. Plays behind the net for Seamer. To the left hash mark for Wade Murphy. Murphy down low for Seamer. Again, he tries to walk out front. Short slide, lost the handle. And Trevor Cameron, with all sorts of time with a loose puck, ices it again. And the Eagle penalty killers can get a line change with 35 seconds left of the Penticton man advantage. DeHaas will bring the puck out of his own zone now. Gains the red line and sends into the right wing corner. But Wizamurski got it there and then fired it hard out of play on the near side. May have hit a fan. And indeed, it appears like it did, as there's a child on the near side holding his face, and he's going to go up the stairs quickly to be attended to, and we'll hope everything is okay with him, as the clearing attempt by Wizamurski came out over the glass into the stands and appears to have struck a spectator in the face. Now Stetcher, a great diving play to hold in as the Eagles try. Now a chance for the Eagles as a turnover. The Penticton line sends Killistoff down the right wing. Killistoff's shot was blocked by the Haas. Rebound by Pirog. Hit the post. Nick Pirog nearly had the 2-0 goal shorthanded. Now the Vees back quickly with speed. Libri through center. Across the line, long shot. Santa Guida turns that to the corner. And another post for the Eagles. Nick Pirog, his second post of the game. Nearly scoring the 2-0 goal shorthanded. The Eagles get it again. Pirog's going to bring it out to center. We're back to 5 aside. Now Hanoun down the right wing out of the box. Sends it behind the net. Pirog onto it there. Chips to the far corner for Hanoun. Again behind the net. But Flanagan intercepted that. Got ahead for Nani. Now Nani, left wing for a streaking Cody DePork. Ryan Fraser-Lee backtracking. And is able to check him and send the puck behind the net. Taves and DePork battle on the end boards. So Penticton's power play now 0 for 4. Fraser-Lee sends back to the left point. Man held in there though. Below the goal line for DePork. Blindley was going to the net, but Hanoun laid a hit on DePork, preventing him from getting a pass away. Now Amantia knocked to the ice on the end wall by Fraser-Lee. Comes up the sideboards for DePork, still digging away at it. Puck now squirted into the middle of the defensive zone, and Devon Taves onto it there, swings behind his own net, and will bring it out with speed. Taves tried to feed up the left wing. It was tipped by Penticton's stick, but into their own zone nonetheless. Now Mulcahy in pursuit on the forecheck. There's a hit on Flanagan near boards. Stenerson at the left point, tried to send it in deep, comes to the corner for Mulcahy. Mulcahy with it there, knocked to the ice by Flanagan. Arms stay down though, looked like it would have been a tripping call potentially. Well, we continue on here at 5 aside. Now Flanagan near corner with the puck, as the Vees will have some time to break out. Cross-ice speed for Blondley, tipped off his stick. Icing waved off on the play, and now a buzzer has sounded, or rather icing was not waved off. So the icing call made, and that means we reach the mid-period timeout. Eagles still ahead 1-0 with 9:46 to go in the third, and they are 9 minutes and 46 seconds away from the Fred Page Cup. And both teams have hit posts. Both teams have had lots of scoring chances tonight, but just the one goal coming back a minute and 55 seconds into the first. Face-off in the Penticton zone. Comes to Katner's left in the right wing circle. DePork and Sambolini on the draw. DePork wins it back to the end boards for Sins. Going behind the net, fighting near corner with Hanoun for the puck. Brady Shaw came in, but Sins poked it past him, and they get it out into neutral ice. Now Sins trying to play it ahead, but it was caught up in Tambolini's feet on the near boards. Eagles play back in. Amantia cleared to center, but right to Jordan Klimek, and the Birds will take their time with it here. Klimek across his own line through the center circle. Gains the red line, making moves in the attacking zone, though, was poked off the puck. And Miller turns back up the left wing for Penticton. Miller collides with Stenerson hard in front of the Eagle bench as he just jumped off, or onto the ice rather, on a line change. Eagles able to clear nonetheless, though. Back at his own line is Mann. Mann, right wing feed for McClure. He backhands that in. Santa Guida out of his crease. Sends up the far boards, but right to Seamer. Couldn't get a quick shot away, though, so he sends behind the net for Miller. Miller and Stenerson fighting for it there. Stenerson pokes up the right boards again. Brett Mulcahy tried to clear, but pinching down to hold it in was Thomas Nitschke. Now the Eagles do get it out across the blue line. But back comes Seamer quickly. Down the right wing for McClure. He goes behind the goal. Brad McClure out to the left circle to the point for Nitschke. Long wrist shot blocked by Stenerson. And it goes to the far corner. Miller again tracks the puck there. Leaves below the goal line for Seamer. He and Klimek collide. And Seamer comes out to the top of the circle. Drops off for Nitschke. He sent a tough angle shot from the outside hash mark that hit the side of the goal. Now Stenerson with time behind his net. Right wing for Brett Mulcahy. He tried to chip it, but a pinching Rebry held in again. Vees keeping the puck in the Eagles zone. Now Jordan Klimek up the middle of the ice tried to get it out. And Michael Stenerson is able to follow up after Klimek was checked and sent it back to the Penticton line. Now a turnover, center ice. Here's Stenerson down the left wing. He's got Cameron going to that. Stenerson for Cameron! Couldn't get a shot away. Pass was between his legs. Vees break back themselves quite quickly here. Stetcher down the left wing, made a move to get around Fraser-Lee, goes behind the net, threw it in front, shot by Nani, he missed, he scored! Louis Nani looked like he shot wide of the net, but Nani got the pass from Stetcher on the end boards. He's Santa Guida up high, and the game is tied at 1, 7:53 to go in the third. Louis Nani, and we talked about how he hadn't found the back of the net yet in the series. He does now, and at the biggest of times, 12:07. Of this third period, the time of the goal for Nani, his 6th of the playoffs, and we've got ourselves a 1-all hockey game now, and could we be in for some dramatics again? You bet we will see something here whether it's in the remaining 8 or so minutes of regulation or whether it's in overtime.
His sixth of the playoff, scored by number 23. Assist to number 77, Troy Stetcher.
Stetcher, the lone assist on the goal by Nani, and it was his effort that generated the goal as he made a nice move to get around Ryan Fraser-Lee down the left wing. And then fed in front of the high slot. Nani had all sorts of space with traffic in front. I don't think Santa Guida ever saw the shot. Originally, I thought it had gone wide of the net, but Nani able to score. Now the Eagles in the attacking zone looking to retake the lead. In the left wing corner with the puck is Brady Shaw. He sends down deep for Hanoun. He fights with Sins on the end boards. Hanoun got a hit up high in the face. The arms stay down though, and he's slow to get up on the play. Vees bring it back to center. Longley with it there. Tried to wind and fire into the zone. Now a battle for it on the half wall. O'Keefe digging away with DePort. Tambellini dug it loose, played back to his own goaltender, Michael Santaguida, who settled it down and left it for Devon Taves. 7 minutes to go in the third, 1-1 hockey game. Taves near side, lost the handle on the puck, so tried to play ahead. Turned it over. Solé couldn't jump into the zone quickly, though, as Bolson was in deep. Now Sims left point, long shot. Santaguida stopped it. Puck was loose for a moment, but the rebound was cleared by the Eagles, and they get it back to center. Trevor Cameron trying to poke it ahead. Now on the right wing, Nick Pirog into Brady Shaw in the slot. Shaw made a move, and his wrist shot was tipped out of play by Sean Flanagan for a stoppage. 6:40 to go in the third. 1-1. The Vees tying the game moments ago. Louis Nani, his 6th of the playoffs for Troy Stetcher at 12:07. And another close, hard-fought, and dramatic game here at the South Okanagan Event Center in game number 6. Vees win the draw in their own zone, and here's Murphy off the right wing. Gets around Wizamerski. Murphy threw it in front. Traffic going to that. Santaguida blocker did away, though. Now up the near side is Wizamerski. Greg Wizamerski. Cross-ice feed ahead of Stenderson, so he couldn't get a stick on it, and DeHaas clears back. All the way to the Surrey line, though. Klimek played ahead. Icing waved off on the play as it's ruled that Penticton could have touched it. DeHaas was right there, but chose not to. He has to break out. Right wing feed intended for Stenner, or for Seamer rather, was out of his reach. But again, Eagles could have touched that icing call, so that's waved off. And Surrey clears back to the Penticton line. Nitsche goes D to D near side for Troy Stetcher. He flips that in. Bouncing puck was going to go on Santaguida. Wizamerski knocked it to the near boards though, and Pirog's onto it. Pirog behind the net. Far boards for Trevor Cameron. Cameron hit hard into the wall there by McClure, and he sends the puck back in deep. Wizamerski wheels behind the Surrey goal. Drop pass for Klimek. He plays it off the right half wall to center, but Nitsche's right there to fire it back in. Eagles wanted an icing call. They're not going to get one, though, as it was right at center. And Surrey will break out from behind their own goal again. Jordan Klimek brings the puck up. Klimek, right wing out of the reach of Cameron. It bounced down, and it's going to be icing against the Eagles, as no one could get their stick on the pass with 5 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the third of a 1-1 hockey game. Game number 6 of the Fred Page Cup final. And tonight's attendance, 3,142, so a great crowd, as we mentioned, on hand here at the South Okanagan Event Center. And they now see that their Penticton Vees are in a 1-1 tie here as they look to extend the season. On the near boards, they dig away for it in the Surrey end, and it comes loose to Killistoff. Killistoff, the OT hero in Game 5, gains center, sends it into the left wing corner. And on the forecheck, Nick Pirog plays behind the net for Killistoff. Left corner again for Pirog. Pirog being watched by Troy Stetcher, skates up the half-boards, knocked to the ice by Stetcher, and there's a penalty on the play as Stetcher got his stick into the midsection of Nick Pirog. And it's going to be a hooking call against the captain of the Vees, sending the Eagles to a late power play here. Time of penalty, 14:55 of the third, and a huge chance for the Eagles here with the captain of the Vees in the sin bin. No power play goals in the game. Eagles are 0 for 1, Vees are 0 for 4. And huge here for the Birds. Stennerson, Hanoun, and Shaw the forwards. Tambellini and Taves the point men for Surrey. Face off in the left wing circle in the Penticton end. It goes to the boards. Shaw digging away for it there. Stennerson's in there as well. As on top of the puck, down on the ice was Sins, and as a result the play is blown dead as he was lying on top of it trying to kill time. And the face-off will once again be in the left wing circle. Rebry and Stenerson on the draw. Stenerson wins it back to Tambellini. To the right point for Devon Taves. Taves with it there. Near side again for Tambellini. Back to the middle of the ice for Taves. Right circle for Stenerson. He sent it on goal. Kicked aside by Cadner. Rebound by Tambellini. Hit a body in front. Might have been Hanoun, in fact. It never got on goal. Now Tambellini again left point. Middle of the ice at the point for Taves. To the right circle for Stenerson. Stenerson through traffic. Cadner stopped it. They score! Brady Shaw on the rebound on the power play. And the Eagles take a 2-1 lead. 4:39 to go in the third. A huge goal for number 5 of the Eagles, the former Penticton Vees. And it's 2-1 Surrey. And what a huge power play goal with the Vees captain Troy Stetcher in the penalty box. Shaw with the goal and an absolutely massive power play marker. He is 8th of the playoffs. 15:21 of the third period, the time of the goal. And the Eagles bench excited by that goal, as are the Surrey fans behind them. As Brady Shaw puts the Birds back ahead, but here come the Vees again. Soloway right circle. Going hard to the net. Backhander stopped by Santaguida, far corner. The puck is cleared. Stenerson and Tambellini drawing the assist out. Chance again for the Eagles. Colton Mackey had an opportunity at the right post, but couldn't get that to go. Vees send back into Surrey territory. Devon Taves back for it. Goes D to the far side for Dan O'Keefe. He flips that high in the air. Into the Penticton end. Flanagan knocked it down there. And he fades up the right wing. Intended for Murphy, who was poaching behind Taves. Taves intercepted the pass and sent it in deep. Now less than 4 minutes to go in the third. Eagles with a 2-1 lead. Miller up the left wing. It's going to be icing. It was out of the reach of Seamer. And the whistle goes. So the draw will come back into the Penticton end. And we talked about there being more drama. Well, if that isn't drama, I don't know what is. He's tying the game, and then on a late power play, Brady Shaw gives the Eagles a 2-1 lead. Less than 4 minutes to go now. And the Eagles are ahead. They win the draw. Back to the right point. Fraser Lee. He sends it behind the goal. Hanoun fighting with Flanagan there. Flanagan comes up with the puck, sends up the far side. Held in at the line by Shaw, though. And the Vees will have to try again. Now Flanagan, right wing for McClure. He's into the Surrey end. Was Zamerski watching him. McClure stops off at the hash marks, leaves for Stetcher. Puck was poked way between them, though. And Tambellini is going to play right wing for D'Amico Hanoun. Hanoun across the Penticton line tried to toe drag around Flanagan, but couldn't complete the move, and the Vees will break back. Here's Stetcher, right wing for McClure. McClure cross center, tried to send a launch slap shot in. Was Zamerski blocked that. Now Miller to the slot, and he missed just wide. As Sam Miller had a great chance, the puck bounced to him in the slot, and the Eagles send it lightly back into the Penticton zone. 3 minutes to go in the third. 2-1 Surrey. On the near boards of the Penticton end, Colton Mackey digging away with Troy Stetcher, keeping the puck in that end of the ice, but now the Vees do bring it out. Here's Nani through center. Across the Surrey line, but the puck was played back in on neutral ice by Devon Taves. Following up his Siddons, he's trying to cut to the goal. O'Keefe with it there, though, ahead for Mulcahy. He sends it off the glass high in the air, back across center. Stetcher, though, for the Vees. Stetcher has the puck poked off his stick by Mulcahy. He's in on the forecheck. Took a hard hit to the head. Brett Mulcahy got lined up by Brian Siddons. Now Pirog lays a heavy hit to the far corner. And Mulcahy took a shoulder right to the side of the head by Siddons, who's going to go to the gate. Mulcahy has his helmet off in the near circle, holding his face. And after the play as well, Louis Nani was taken heavily into the end boards by Nick Pirog. But Siddons is going to get a penalty there after the heavy high hit on Brett Mulcahy, as he caught him cutting in and laid the shoulder right into the head. And with Mulcahy still down on the ice, this could be a major penalty. And with 2.5 minutes left in the third period, that would be incredibly serious for the Vees. And Siddons is going to be told to go to the dressing room, it looks like here. As now they are going to escort Siddons across the ice and out. Mulcahy looked to be holding his mouth, checking for any teeth that may have come out. Siddons has been sent off the ice, but they're only putting a 2-minute penalty up on the clock here. So not exactly sure. Maybe he's been given a 10-minute misconduct. Mulcahy's being attended to at the circle on the near side. Now he's being helped up and off the ice. Louis Nani in a lot of pain on the far side. And Mulcahy goes off to to a mixture of cheers and boos from the fans here in attendance. And maybe some fans thinking that Mulcahy's embellishing, but I'll say this, I've seen Brett Mulcahy play all season long. He's as clean and hard of a player as they come by. And he got caught hard with shoulder to the head there by Brian Sins. They do only have 2 minutes up on the clock for Sins. Now Louis Nani's going off as well after he collided with Pirog on the end boards. And the Vees are irate that the only penalty appears to have gone against Sins, as Rebry has to go over to serve the minor. Nani appearing to be having a problem with his right leg, might be a knee issue. He's going to go straight down the tunnel to the room. So it's going to be an Eagle power play. 2:29 to go in the third. 2 minutes is the penalty, so the Eagles with the power play here. And a tough hole to climb out of for Penticton. Stenderson wins the draw cleanly. High slot. Tambellini fanned on the shot. That was blocked in front by Mann. Now the Vees bring it back to center. Right wing Seamer trying to make a move around Tambellini, but couldn't do so, and he sends behind the goal for Devon Taves. Taves up the right side for Trevor Cameron. He crosses the red line, sends it into the left wing corner. Sims got 2 minutes for a blow to the head and a 10-minute misconduct, which is why it's only a 2-minute penalty, but he was asked to leave. Now Brady Shaw out of the backhand went to the front of the net, and Katner stopped him. Now the Vees back quickly. They're short-handed, but they need a goal. Stetcher into the left wing corner. Onto it there is Murphy through in front, intercepted by Tambellini. Chance for the Eagles back the other way with numbers. It's a 2-on-1. Cameron right wing. Stenderson with him. Cameron shoots. Stopped by Katner with a glove. And he holds on for the whistle. Now 1 minute and 19 seconds to go in the Surrey power play. 1 minute and 48 seconds remaining in the third. And a timeout has been called here. I believe it's the Vees that are going to call it. So both teams go to their benches to talk this situation over. And the fans here have been great tonight, 3,000 of them behind the Vees, and they're going to hope that the hometown team can get one final push on here. But the Eagles with the 2-1 lead after the goal by Brady Shaw on the power play. He is 8th of the playoffs. And Eagles now again with a power play. This is Surrey's third power play of the game. They're 1 for 2. Face-off comes to Katner's left. The Eagles win it. Quick shot. Tambellini fanned on it completely, and it allows the Vees to get it out. Here's McClure through center. He's got Miller and DeHaas with him. McClure right wing tried to fire it on, but it was turned aside. He fell hard into the sideboards, just slow to get up. He's still controlled, though. Katner to the bench. It's 5 aside. It's going to be an Eagle penalty. And so it's going to be 4-on-4, or will it, as McClure goes off. And it's Brady Shaw getting the penalty, as he might have got his stick caught up in the feet of the Penticton forward. Brad McClure didn't see it cleanly, but Shaw goes to the box. Tripping the call. 18:31 of the third period, the time of the penalty. And the Vees are going to pull Katner with less than 90 seconds to go. It's 4-on-4, or it's going to be 5-on-4 for Penticton as a result. And the Vees are going to need a tying goal. Now their officials are having a conference about something at the Surrey blue line, maybe trying to decide where the face-off's going to be. Not sure what the discussion's about here. Well, they continue to talk, and now they're going to bring the draw inside the Surrey zone. Penalty killers for the Eagles: Pirog, Cameron, Wizamersky, and Taves. The power play unit for the Vees. On the points, it's Miller and DeHaas. Up front, it's Murphy, Soloway, and Seamer. Of course, Louis Nani went to the dressing room with that injury. Brad McClure went off hurt as well after the call against Shaw. So a couple of the Vees offensive weapons unable to be out, at least for the start of this power play. Face off to Santaguita's left, a minute 29 to go in the third. Vees win it forward into the corner. Soloway digging away there with Wizamerski. Wizamerski poked it ahead, trying to clear. Now he does get it, sends it off the glass over the head of DeHaas and back into the Penticton end. Back for it is Miller. 5-on-4 here. The Vees have the net empty. Would be 4-on-4 otherwise, as both teams have penalties right now. And they send in deep. Taves back on the end boards with it. Shot it out of play near side into the stands. So another defensive zone draw for the Birds. A minute and 6 seconds remaining in the third period now. And it's going to be 6-on-4 for the Vees here at some point, as Redry, who's serving the penalty against Sins, is going to be out in 37 seconds. It's played to the board. Seymour digging away for it there, but Wizamerski was able to get it past DeHaas out into neutral ice. We enter the final minute of the third. DeHaas, right wing. Hooked it past Wizamerski in deep. Taves back for it. Fanned on the pass attempt. Comes to Solway. In front, broken up by Cameron. Now the Eagles try to clear. They can't. DeHaas centered on net. Now a long shot for the empty net. And just wide. As Devon Taves fired it up the middle of the ice and just wide of the wide open cage. As a result, it goes for icing and more work for the Eagles to do here. 44.6 seconds to go in the third. 15 seconds until Redry comes out of the box for the Vees. Shaw, barring a goal, will not come out of the box, as there's a minute and 15 left in his penalty. Off the face-off, it goes to the far boards. Devon Taves digging away for it there. Gets it ahead to Trevor Cameron. Cameron pokes it to the line. DeHaas hold in. Then Cameron follows up, gets it out. But it goes into the Surrey bench. And so they're going to talk here about where the face-off's going to come. As a result, and the face-off's going to come in as Cameron was still in the zone when he shot it into his own bench. Eagle penalty killers, at least the forwards, will get a line change. Cameron and Pirog will come off. Tambellini and Mulcahy will go onto the ice. 36 seconds exactly to go in the third now. Face off to Santaguita's right. Mulcahy and Solway on the draw. Solway won it forward. Santaguita came out of the net and sent it into the near corner. Miller's onto it there, though. Down low for Seymour. Redry out of the box now, so it's 6-on-4 for Penticton. Miller, right point, center, and they score! Sam Miller from the right point. There was traffic in front. A power play goal for the Vees with 23.6 seconds remaining. And this one's not over yet. I think it was Miller who got the goal as the shot came in from the right point. Was deflected maybe. As we get a look at a replay here in the building, Miller took his time at the right point. There was traffic in front. Solway was screened. A couple Surrey players as well. And I don't know if Solway got a stick on it or not, but nonetheless, the Vees score 19:33. The time of the goal here in the third, and they leave it late to tie the game as the Eagles send it in off the draw. Vees around to the far side. O'Keefe held in at the point. It goes below the goal line. Stetzer with it there. Cameron digging away for it. 10 seconds to go in the third. They fight away for it below the goal line. And now the play is blown dead. As Stetzer was on top of the puck in his own zone. Seymour getting credit for the goal, so he must have tipped it in front. Miller the first assist. Soloway the second assist on a game-tying power play marker for the Vees. And my goodness, just when you thought there couldn't be any more drama, there is. Eagles digging away for the puck off the faceoff in the attacking zone. Stetzer clears to center, goes back to the Eagle, and the buzzer sounds. And this one's not over yet, folks. Stay exactly where you are as we're headed to sudden death overtime in game number 6 with 33 seconds remaining in the third. Or, 27 seconds remaining in the third. With a power play marker by John Seymour ties the game, and the Vees have a lifeline as we do have overtime still to come. here this afternoon or this evening now in game number 6 at the South Okanagan Event Center after the Vees tied the game with 27 seconds to go in the third period after the Eagles were up 2-1 on a late power play goal by Brady Shaw. In overtime so far in the playoffs, the Eagles 4 wins, no losses, while the Vees 2 wins and 2 losses. And we are in for a dramatic finish to this game here tonight. Eagles will attack the goal down to my right, while the Vees will attack the goal to my broadcast left. For Surrey to start out the overtime, they'll have Adam Tambolini, D'Amico Hanoun, and Brady Shaw up front. Dan O'Keefe and Devon Taves manning the blue lines for the Vees. It's going to be the line of DePork, Blonley and Amantia, Troy Stetcher, and Thomas Nitsche, the 2 defensemen as we get set to get going here. Again, to bring you up to date, Eagles lead the series 3-2. And this is game number 6. Surrey with a chance to win the series. Vees with a chance to force a game 7 tomorrow night back at the South Surrey Arena. And for the second straight game, we'll need more than 60 minutes to decide a winner. Tambolini is going to step in against DePork on the draw, and the Vees control. We're underway in overtime. In his own zone is Stetcher with the puck. Right wing for DePork. DePork into the Surrey end. Goes down low, turns away from the check of Devon Taves, back up to the point for Stetcher. Stetcher long wrist shot, blocked and just went wide of the goal. On the near side, Amantia stands up Dan O'Keefe behind the net. Taves with it, stands up the far side, and Shaw's able to poke to center. Here's D'Amico Hanoun down the left wing. Hanoun, a drag move going to the backhand, try to throw it in front. It's loose, going to the goal is Tambolini, and it goes to the corner. Plays blown dead, though. As the rebound came to the top of the crease, Tambolini was digging away. But Kapner stopped it. It was under him for a moment, the whistle went. And by the time the referee down there had blown the whistle, the puck had bounced out to the corner, but no matter. As the faceoff will come in the attacking end for the Eagles. Again, you can tweet your overtime picks to me, and we've got a few coming in. We'll talk about those in the next stoppage. But off the draw, the Vees control. Flanagan goes behind his own goal, comes out the near side. Sean Flanagan. Left wing feed for Murphy, who sends that in. It rings around to the far boards for Reverie. Took it on, bounce off the wall, ball sent through, foot right to the side of the net was Murphy. Couldn't get it on net, just missed wide on the backhand. Now Murphy, top of the right circle, tried a shot, and Colton Mackey blocked it, and he clears back to center. Took a hard check there. And no call on the play as that was DeHaas standing him up. And now the Eagles break out. Here's Stennerson into the Penticton end, going to the goal. Stennerson tried to throw it in front. It was blocked by Flanagan. And the Vees clear to the line. Dan O'Keefe can't hold in, has to go back into his own zone. Wizamurski left wing, long slap shot right on Katner, and he's just going to cover that and hold on for the stoppage. A minute 18 gone in the first overtime period. Again, you can tweet your overtime picks, and a couple of broadcasters around the league weighing in. The Clip Express voice, Eddie Gregory, says Devon Taves for the Eagles, Wade Murphy for the Vees. While Brandon Astle, the play-by-play voice of the Langley Rivermen, says Nick Pirog for Surrey and Murphy as well for Penticton. Brian Weeb has Hanoun for Surrey and Stetcher for Penticton. We'll see if any of those guys can get it right. Now Seamer down the right wing, sent a shot wide of the goal past the left post, and it ricochets back out into neutral ice. Nick Pirog down the right wing. Tried to make a move around, man goes to the wall for Cameron. He sent it into the corner and digs away for it there. Now Cameron knocked hard into the boards by Mann. The puck's under him as they try to dig it loose. Pirog's in there as well. But Soloway sends up the near boards, and Meller fires cross ice to Stetcher. Stetcher right wing ahead for Seamer, but the pass was sent back hard by Taves, who broke it up. Now Seamer across the Surrey line, tried to play through Taves. That was broken up. O'Keefe chips it, but it's in the slot. Meller tried to shoot, but couldn't corral a bouncing puck. Down the right wing corner is Seamer, tried to feed to the point. These were in the middle of the line change, though, as Shaw broke it up. Eagles come back the other way. Here's Brady Shaw down the right wing. Shaw goes to the backhand around Stetcher, tough angle shot, and that went wide. Now Tambolini, top of the left circle, missed the goal with a shot there. Jordan Klimek at the right point. Klimek long, wrist shot right on. Katner stopped that and covered up for a whistle. With 2 minutes and 17 seconds going on the first overtime period here. Former Eagle Mason Blacklock weighing in as well. He's picked 2 Surrey players. He says it'll either be Michael Stennerson or Colton Mackey. Mason supporting his former teammates after that trade to Vernon. Eagles win the draw in the attacking zone shot. Tried a quick shot but fanned on it, and it's cleared to center by the Vees. Wizamurski got it there and played back in to the right wing corner. Back for it behind his own net is DeHaas. DeHaas off the glass far boards to center, took an odd bounce, came to the center circle, and Klimek played it ahead for Shaw. Popped over his stick as well, though, and Nitsche goes back for it far boards. Thomas Nitsche sends off the wall to neutral ice. Stennerson gloved it down just off the bench. Now Stennerson into the slot for Hanoun. Hanoun going around in front. Brady Shaw one-time chance, and I don't know if Katner got a piece of it or whether Shaw never got the shot away, as there was traffic going to the net, but this is over to Haas's stick, and here's a 2-on-1 for the Eagles. Stennerson down the right way, going to the net, through in front behind Shaw. Mulcahy falls up, backhander, stopped by Katner. It's under him. He covers up, and oh my goodness, Brett Mulcahy had a great chance there on the backhand, but Katner stopped him. And we're going to continue here. My goodness, the Eagles coming so close to ending the series. You heard some overtime picks from some people on Twitter. Feel free to tweet your OT picks at Bachelor1040. That's Bachelor with a T. 1040. 3:02 gone in the first overtime period. Stennerson on the draw against Solway. Stennerson wins it back to the point. Taves long slap shot stopped by Katner. Rebound goes to the far boards, and now the Vees are going to bring it out. Here's Blonley, left wing. He's into the Surrey end. Also up in the play is McClure. Blonley threw it in front. One-timer just missed wide of the net. Solway. Down back to the left point. Flanagan, long shot. He sailed that past the right post. Man holds into the right point. And behind the net is Blonley with it. Blonley digging away with Fraser Lee. Comes up the near half boards. Sends to the point for Flanagan. He shades into the middle of the ice. Right side man long. Wrist shot through traffic. Tip wide of the net by Solway. He throws it out in front. Santaguida covered it. Looked like it might have had a chance to sneak in off the back of Santaguida's leg, but he covers that up. And if this pace keeps up, this overtime period isn't going to last very long, as both teams have had a couple of absolutely golden opportunities to end this game. Pirog on the draw against Miller in the Surrey end, and Miller won it back. Right point, long shot by the house through traffic, just missed wide of the left post. Now Cameron gets it ahead to center, back on the Eagles. Kevin Killistoff down the right wing, into the slot, made a move, tried to send to Pirog in the left wing, but it goes to the corner. Pirog there, back up the half boards. Trevor Cameron pitches in, trying to send it back down the wall. Vees are able to get it out, though. And through center is Stetcher. He's knocked to the ice, dropped near side, tried to drag move around Klimek, but was checked, and Wizamurski will bring it out for Surrey. Wizamurski ahead. Puck was intercepted by Seymour, though, and it's sent back in by Grott. Wizamurski corrals it, though. Gets it to center. Cameron fighting with Stetcher for it, but the Vees go offside at the line as DePork was still in the zone. And the chances coming thick and fast here. 4:11 gone in the first overtime period. Shots even at 30 apiece. The score even at 2-all in this game number 6. As the Vees win the draw, send it in down the near boards. O'Keefe knocked it out of the air and played back to the Penticton line for it, though. Flanagan with it there. Sean Flanagan up the near wall. Deflected in by Blonley, so the icing's waved off. Comes behind the net. Devon Taves battling with Amantia in the right wing corner. Amantia with it there. Trying to knock the puck loose. He's got a couple of players on him. Comes behind the net to DePork. Cody DePork with time. Out into the left wing corner. Turns away from the check of O'Keefe. Goes behind the net. DePork. Now checked off. The puck. Amantia is digging in there for it as well. Tambellini trying to knock it loose. Taves below the goal line as well. And Taves skates away with it. He's going to come out with it. Taves. Left wing for Brady Shaw as the Eagles come back with speed. Shaw tried to feed Hanoun. Comes to him in the left circle. He threw it in front. Taves going to the net. Weird chance. In front. Brady Shaw on the backhand. Stopped by Katner. Brady Shaw had a great chance in front. And Katner stopped him again. And the two goaltenders have made some great saves early. The Eagles have had the better of the chances. And we'll catch our breath for half a second here. Thanks for tuning in. An unreal hockey game tonight. And we do appreciate you joining us for our broadcast. If you're watching it, you're seeing a treat. If you're listening, we'll hope to bring it to you as best we can and describe the action here. Off the draw, battle for it on the far boards, and the Vees are going to bring it out of their own zone. Played ahead to the Surrey line, but Fraser Lee intercepted. Now Mulcahy down the right wing, plays that pass man, and goes into the corner for the puck. Comes back up the near boards, and Stenerson has it there. Stenerson off the right half boards, goes behind the goal. Out to the left wing corner, still with the puck, tried to feed into the slot for Mulcahy. That was broken up, though. And the Vees clear, but right to Wizimierski, who sends a dump in back into the Penticton end. Eagles in the middle of the line change. Man will start out from behind his net. 5:30 gone here in the first OT period. Vees deflect the puck in deep. Santaguida out of his net, sends up the far boards for Craig Wizimierski. Wizimierski around the check of Soloway across his own line, and he's in with speed. Wizimierski, quick shot, it trickles through the crease and out the far side. Wizimierski's wrister from the right point went through the blue pane and out the other side. Now a big hit at the Penticton bench by Wizimierski, and the Eagles come back again. Pirog left wing. He shovels that in deep. Flanagan with it there, though. Sean Flanagan in his own zone. Near side for DeHaas. Plays that ahead, and it's tipped in by McClure. Hustling back for it is Devon Taves. Taves has McClure all over him, placed to the far corner. Meller intercepted, though. Meller threw it through the front of the net. Santaguida tried to play it with his stick. Nearly knocked it back at his own goal, but was able to get it loose, and the Eagles clear. That's going to be icing, though, with 6:18 now gone in the first overtime period. Guys that have scored overtime winners in the playoffs to this point for the Eagles. Nick Pirog has a couple. Kevin Killisoff and Michael Stenerson have scored as well in OT. As the draw comes to the near side, Pirog wins it back to the corner for Surrey. Taves plays around to the far boards for Kevin Killisoff. Tries to deflect it out of the zone. It just stays in, but Cameron comes up, picks up the loose puck, and gets it to center. Now the Vees back with it. On the near side is Stetcher. He plays that in deep. Hustling back forward is Dan O'Keefe. Puck hopped over his stick to Rebry on the far boards. He tried to feed in the middle of the drop, but it was broken up by Pirog. Now Nick Pirog back down there, tried to feed a backhand pass into the slot. That was broken up, and Rebry gets it back the other way. Now John Seymour with speed. 1-on-2 across the Surrey line. Drag move between his legs. Now at the left point is Seymour, forced to take it back out into neutral ice. Collides with Tambellini, but left it back at his own line for Thomas Nitsche. Nitsche ahead for Stetcher. He deflects that in. Clement goes behind his own goal as he corralled the puck. Up the far boards. Puck got past Brady Shaw to center. He's sent back in, but there's a delayed offside. Now Taves, left wing feed for Shaw with speed. Shaw across the Penticton line. Went on the delayed offside after Nitsche poke checking. And the Vees sent it in. This game's starting to settle down a bit after some frantic chances early. Now Blomley tried to throw it out early in the overtime, but that was broken up by Taves, and then he backhands it out of play on the near side, trying to send it off the glass and out of the zone. And Michael Santaguida speaking with Devon Taves. Strategy here. Played 7:20 already in the first overtime period. It's absolutely flown by. Vees forward off the draw, sent to the net, going to the goal is Miller, and stopped by Santaguida. Michael Santaguida robbed Sam Miller. He had a huge part of the net to shoot at. Santaguida got the glove up and turned it over the goal. Now the Eagles sent it into the Penticton end. Man back for it off the glass to center. Kicked ahead, and down the right wing is Solway. It's going to be out of his reach, so he has to get it behind the goal line. Tried a backhand feed in front, took a hit from Wizimierski, though, and now the Eagles get it again. Tamiko Hadoon behind his net. What a stop by Santaguida, though. Hadoon, right wing feed for Devon Taves, got past him and back at his own line as Flanagan nearly fell, but was able to settle the puck down, go D to D far side. Now it's chipped ahead, and Murphy deflects it in. Santaguida out of the crease, behind his own net, comes near side for Taves. Taves to center for Brett Mulcahy. He's into the Penticton end on the right wing. Mulcahy into the corner. Flanagan rubs him out on the boards there. Comes to Stenerson. Michael Stenerson. Up to the top of the left circle, plays behind the net again for Colton Mackey. Mackey ridden hard in the end boards by Murphy, and he skates away with the puck. Murphy, middle of the ice for a streaky Troy Stetcher through center. Stetcher on the right wing, long shot, Santaguida stopped it, and just holds on to it as it was caught in his equipment. 8:25 gone in the first overtime period here. In a frantic overtime period. Settling down a little bit now, though. It was frantic earlier. With a couple of golden opportunities, but the team's sort of settling into a bit of a groove here. I remember I said early in the period that it could be a long overtime, or it could be a short overtime, but now has the possibility, it looks like anyways, to go a long while. Cameron across center, dumps it into the right wing corner. Pirog down there for it. Up the near side, Killisoff forces a turnover, made a move into the slot, couldn't get a shot away. Now back at the point was Wizimierski, a drive, and that was blocked in front by a Penticton defender. As the Vees break back quickly, Seymour tried to feed into the slot to Blonde. That was broken up. Following up on the play was DePork, though. DePork Behind the net, far side, thrown in front, Blondley with a great chance. He couldn't get his stick on it. Santaguida turns to the corner. Now the Vees again. Nitschke, right point. Down into the corner, got past Blondley, comes to DePork of the end boards. He and Wizamerski battle for it there. Wizamerski gets it out the far corner, chips up the wall for Killistoff. Pinching in was Nitschke. And now Wizamerski falls but is able to clear. Nitschke tried to break that quickly, but a great poke check by Wizamerski. He has that long reach. Now a chance for the Vees, nearly. Wizamerski got back for it. Didn't know he had a forechecker in Miller. Now jumping off the bench, long slap shot by Santaguida. Rebound chance in front, they send it wide of the net. Miller again! Couple of great chances in close range, but missed wide. The Eagles clear. And my goodness, what a game we are seeing here as the Vees again try to send it in, but that goes for icing. As the pass got past Wade Murphy, but Sam Miller has had about 4 absolutely golden opportunities to score the winner in this game. On one of them, Michael Santaguida absolutely robbed him. And then Miller again with a couple of good chances from close range, missed wide. Now Tambellini on the draw in the attacking zone with Rebry, but Rebry won it back. Behind the net is Flanagan. Flanagan off the glass, gets it to center, comes to Taves at his own line though. Devon Taves, D-to-D, far boards for Jordan Klimek. Klimek gains the red line, sends a cross-ice dump into the right wing corner. Flanagan batted it out of the air. Now Flanagan behind the net, Brady Shaw in pursuit, trying to force a turnover, but Flanagan gets it ahead. And back to center is Rebry. Rebry avoiding a couple checks, skating into the slot, trying to shot, and Taves tipped that high in the air and out of play. And we've played more than 10 minutes here, meaning we'll reach the mid-period timeout. And for Surrey, it's Mulcahy, Stenerson, and Mackey. With Klimek and Taves on the points. For the Vees, Soloway, McClure, and Bolson. Mann and Stetcher, the defenseman. We must also note that Louis Nani has not returned to the game since going into the end boards heavily. Now the Vees win the draw. McClure tried a quick shot. Mulcahy blocked that. Goes to the corner for Soloway. Jed Soloway turns away from the check of Taves at the hash marks. Tried to wheel his spray to the front of the net, but Taves keeping to the outside. Soloway threw it through the goal mouth. But no one was there to get it. Now Mackey back the other way with speed. Colton Mackey backhands it into the left wing corner. Hustling back behind the net for his Stetcher, but Mackey's on him quickly on the forecheck as they dig away for it on the end wall. Mulcahy in there as well. Stetcher nearly came away from the crowd, but now it is knocked away for Bolson. And he chipped it across center. Icing waved off. So Klimek has to go back and get it on the end boards, and he'll take his time with it. Klimek behind the net for Devon Taves. Taves will take his time. He's got Miller watching him in front of the goal. And now feeds up the right side for Michael Stenerson. Stenerson in the middle of the ice, knocked down, no call. Murphy comes back the other way. Murphy, long shot. That hit a shin guard and went wide of the goal. Now the Vees again in the attacking zone. Miller, right corner, tried to wind and pass in front. Murphy couldn't get a shot away, but knocked it to the corner and now has it again. Murphy, right hash mark. Down low for Seamer. John Seamer, as the Vees get a cycle game going. Drops off for Sins down low. Sins, tough angle shot right on, and Santaguida stopped that easily and held on for the stoppage in play. .8:44 to go on the first overtime period. Shots 34-33 in favor of Penticton. Another defensive zone draw for the Eagles as they've been under some pressure from the Vees, rather, over the last couple of minutes. Pirog and Rebry in the circle, and Pirog wins it back to the end boards. Fraser Lee around to the near side for Trevor Cameron. Cameron finds Killistoff through the middle of the ice. Kevin Killistoff down the right wing. Pirog's going to the net as well. Killistoff tried to drag move. Had it poked off his stick. Now Fraser Lee turns it over at center. 2-on-1 for the Vees. Seamer, drag move through his feet. Goes in front. Back at one stop by Santaguida. Rebound Rebry. It was blocked in front. Couple of great chances for the Vees. They couldn't get it to go. Now back from the Eagles. Pirog through center. Trying to get around Stetcher. He's across that, but it's deflected on goal, and Katter stops it, but my goodness, I don't know how the puck stayed out there again as well. Rebry had all sorts of time and space in the slot, and the shot was blocked in front after Santaguida made a big save just moments before. And the Vees, oh so close. Seamer, a nice drag move, fed in front. Santaguida, a great play to poke check the puck away from Murphy. And the puck bounced in the slot to Rebry, but his shot wouldn't go either. Vees with a puck in their own zone. McClure up the far side, trying to get it out. Brady Shaw holding it in there, though. Now Solway clears to the Eagle end for Devon Taves. Taves near side, Dan O'Keefe. O'Keefe with speed across the Penticton line, chips it in deep, and is going to jump in on the forecheck himself. O'Keefe behind the net, battling in the left wing corner with Jed Solway as they try to dig away at it there. Now Brady Shaw threw it out in front, but no one was there. Balson onto it. And he flips it high in the air to center. D'Amico Hanu knocked it out of the air with his glove, played to the near boards, intended for Taves, but was out of his reach. Now Solway, right wing, trying to go to the net. Poke check by Taves. The Eagles with a chance to counterattack. Tambellini, right wing feed for Hanoun. Hanoun across the Penticton line. Going wide and will skate behind the goal. Comes out the left side, threw it on net, but it hit the side of the goal. Comes to Shaw below the goal line. Brady Shaw to the point. Jordan Klimek, one-time slap shot, broke his stick, but Hanoun was able to send in deep. So Klimek can get off on a line change. It doesn't cost the Eagles in the form of an on-man rush. He's cleared back to the Surrey line, but Wizimurski's back there to get it. Greg Wizimurski plays behind his own net. Devon Taves near side with it. Taves off the right wing across the attacking line is Brett Mulcahy. Mulcahy and Sins battling on the near boards. And Sins knocks Mulcahy off the puck, got it loose for Blondley, and he's able to get it out into neutral ice again. Colton Mackey with it there, though. Back down the right wing. And again the Vees clear. Mackey at his own line, plays back for Wizimurski. Greg Wizimurski, stretch pass ahead for Mulcahy. It's in the legs of Stetcher. He's able to corral it, takes a hit from Mackey. Mackey ended up falling. Now a long slap shot in by Wizimurski from just over center. It was turned to the corner by Katner. Meller on the far boards, backhanded it to center. Wizimurski jumped off high, knocked it out of the air, and back on the Eagles. Stennerson, right wing. High slap. Mulcahy, one-time slap shot! And a nice right pad save by Katner as he kicked out the leg. Vees will break back down. Here's Stetcher across the Surrey line, coming to the slot, set it on. Santaguida stopped it and easily covers it for a whistle. 6:24 to go in the first overtime period. Again, we'll remind you what's on the line. The Eagles, with a win, will win the series, the BCHL Championship, the Fred Page Cup, as well as the Eagles are up 3-2 in the best of 7. Vees would force a Game 7 tomorrow night in Surrey. It's Pirog on the face-off against Redbury to the right of Santaguida. And the Vees win it. Comes back to the point. Flanagan faked a shot, gave down to the half boards for Murphy. He walked off the wall and sent a shot on, but Santaguida snagged that with the trapper and held on for yet another defensive zone face-off for the Eagles. And you have to wonder at what point in this game does exhaustion enter in, and who's it going to affect more? Tough to say when you analyze it. Eagles have played 2 more playoff games than the Vees, but that may not be a factor at this stage. Killistoff sends it into the Penticton end. On the end boards, he fights away for it with Mann. Redbury's in there as well, but Cameron comes away with it. Back to the point for Taves, just holds in with his skate. Set a long shot in, bounced off the end boards, goes behind the goal. Killistoff onto it there, fed in front. Pirog tried a shot, and I think it just went wide of the net. Now Flanagan backhands up the near side. O'Keefe pinching in, able to play it back down below the goal line. Flanagan with it there. He collides with Cameron behind the net as they dig away at it. Cameron comes out with it left corner. Trevor Cameron turning away from the check, goes behind the net again. Redbury knocks it loose, but Pirog gets it again in the left wing corner. Now Pirog tried a shot to the circle. That was blocked. And Redbury tried to play behind the net, turned it over. Killistoff, O'Keefe, high shot, stopped by Katner. Going hard to the net was Cameron. Puck was deflected out of play as O'Keefe had a great shot from the top of the right circle. Katner stopped that, ended up going out of play, so it'll be a face-off in the Penticton end for the Eagles this time, with 5:31 to go in the first overtime period. It's Tambellini, Hanoun, and Shaw for the Eagles with Wizimurski and Klimek. And Tambellini steps into the circle. Off the draw, the Vees get it though, and DeHaas sends up the right wing for McClure with speed. He goes to the outside. McClure a shot, and he whistled that over the goal. Comes to the near side, DeHaas at the point. His long wrist shot went well wide of the far post. And comes to Brady Shaw. He plays to center, but right to Troy Stetcher. Stetcher, left wing for Balson. Ahead for Soloway. Couldn't corral the puck, though, as it was just out of his reach. And Klimek gets it near side, tried to chip up the boards, but McClure making moves into the slot. Got a shot tipped in front by Soloway. And Santaguida stopped that as the Eagles now clear to center. DeHaas with it there, though. It's knocked off his stick. Comes to Adam Tambellini. Tambellini across center. Long backhander right in on Katner, and he's just going to cover that and get a whistle. And too many chances to recap or count in this period. Brady Shaw had a great opportunity on the backhand in front of the Penticton goal. Best chance for the Vees came when Sam Miller was robbed in close by the blocker Michael Santaguida. Now the Eagles win the draw in the attacking zone. Stennerson, right point O'Keefe. He plays that in off the end boards from Mulcahy below the goal line. He tried to knock it in front, but was taken into the boards by DePork. Now it comes out into the crease at the side of the net, and Kattner quick to cover it up. As both goaltenders not taking any draw, and it's won by DePork as he tied up Mulcahy's stick and kicked it back to the corner, allowing the Vees to break out. Flanagan, right wing side for Miller. He's through center. Sam Miller shot right on from the half boards, but Santaguida stopped that and covered it. Might have been a little bit closer than it looked, as a couple of fans sitting behind the Eagle goal pointed as if to say that they thought it was maybe loose behind him. But nonetheless, the face-off will come in the Eagle end. 4:31 to go, first overtime period. 2 all tied. Eagles goals scored by Mulcahy and Shaw. Penticton's goals from Nani and Seymour. Quick shot off the draw by Murphy. Santaguida snagged that with a glove and held on. Pirog, again, the center. The two best face-off men in the series, and this time Pirog won it back, but it came to Seymour. Seymour backhander through traffic, and Santaguida stopped that. May not have seen it, though, and another great opportunity for the Vees. Off the face-off. And Penticton has been generating a lot of these attacking zone draws and getting chances off of them. A good way to approach overtime. Now Pirog against Reverie on the draw. Pirog won it back. Comes to the slot. Santaguida coming well out of the net to play it. Fell to the ice, but luckily Cameron was there to clear to the line. Not out though. Now O'Keefe will get it out into neutral ice, but it's turned over. Back to the Vees quickly. Murphy one-on-one with Taves. Murphy shot up high, and Santaguida flashed the leather. Great glove save by Santaguida. And the Vees have had the pressure in the last couple minutes. Now out shooting Surrey 40-35. Vees have 11 shots in overtime as opposed to 10 for Surrey. Tambellini on the draw with Soloway near boards. Soloway wins it back. McClure shot through traffic. That hit a body bounce to the corner. Soloway with it there. Jed Soloway battling with Tambellini. Tambellini poked the puck off his stick and is going to skate back. Tambellini banks it off the boards to center for Brady Shaw. Just got past him though. Back in his own zone is DeHaas. Ahead for Soloway. Tried a left wing feed for Stetcher. Is just out of his reach, but Soloway follows up, sends it in. Now Soloway, left wing corner, fighting with Wizamerski. Coming in to help is Stetcher, or rather that's McClure. Klimek skates away from the pile though, behind the net. Sent up the middle of the ice, turned it over to Gropp though. Now Gropp back down the right way. Ryan Gropp head to the back door. McClure one-timer fanned on it though. And he's knocked into the sidewall by Tambellini. Puck comes to Wizamerski. Wizamerski off the boards to center for D'Amico Hanoun. Hanoun gains the red line, sends into the left wing corner. And the Eagles will get a quick line change here. Less than 4 minutes to go in the first overtime period. Vees back quickly again. Blondelay left wing. Being watched by Taves. Drops off for Miller. Shot through traffic. And once again, Santaguida made the save with the glove head. And held on. 3:15 now remaining in the first overtime period. And I'll come back to eat my words because I said early after all the chances that I couldn't see the OT lasting much longer. And now we're just minutes away from double overtime. Mulcahy and Reverie on the draw in the left circle. In the Surrey end, Mulcahy won it cleanly back to Taves, who will go behind the net and settle the puck down. Taves in front of his own net now. Left wing ahead for Colton Mackey through center. He turned it over, though, and the Vees play it back in, but Taves on the far boards. Chips it up the wall, held in by Seymour. Taves backhand pass around to the near side, got past O'Keefe, comes to Reverie at the top of the circle. He wound and fired. That went through the slot, but Colton Mackey got it there, and he sends off the boards to center, right to Brett Mulcahy. Mulcahy down the left wing trying to get around man. He threw it in front, and no one was there to get a stick on it and send it goalwards. Now the Vees again with numbers. Reverie left wing. Into the slot going to that is man fade to the back door, just out of the reach of the player on the far side there. That was Murphy. Now O'Keefe collects near side under lots of pressure from Reverie, but clears to center. Flanagan with it there. Back ahead for Seymour. Right wing for Mann, who's got lots of space, but Wizamerski steps up to check him. Mann going in deep. The defenseman on the forecheck. Wizamerski rides him into the end boards, and Cameron starts out with it. Trevor Cameron with John Seymour back checking, trying to strip the puck of him, but Cameron gets it back to the Penticton line. Shot hit a body and went to the corner. Now comes far boards for DePork, and he's back with speed. DePork, right wing feed for Seymour. Seymour stood up by Wizamerski, but gets to the goal, threw it in front, off the side of the net. And Wisomierski gets it there. Right wing for Nick Pirog. Pirog across the red line. Sends a high flip backhander in on Katner. He gloves that and drops it down for Stetcher. Stetcher avoiding a check from Drew Best on the play. Now back to Levees. Blomley shot off the left wing, hit the side of the goal. It's chipped by Fraser Lee. Goes high there and comes down into the near corner. Stetcher and Fraser Lee collide there. And Blomley's onto the puck. Blomley for Stetcher, left corner. Spin-around move to get away from Pirog. Through in front. At the side of the net, DePort was tied up nicely by Clinic in front. Santa Guida covered. Now just 91 seconds remaining in the first overtime period. And Levees coming on strong. Eagles maybe looking a little bit tired here as they haven't had as many attacking zone chances in the last couple of minutes. Tambellini on the draw. He lines up across from Solway. Solway wins it back. McClure, quick shot off the faceoff. That went high over the net. Now DeHaas on the far boards leaves for Solway. Jed Solway threw it on net. Devon Taves broke it up though. He sends left wing for Shaw. Held into the line by Solway though. Now Solway back in right circle. Kicked away by Santa Guida. The rebound's cleared by the Eagles. Comes to the line, but once again the Vees hold in. Stetcher played it in deep. Now Taves for Tambellini. He goes on the far side for Dan O'Keefe. O'Keefe behind the goal off the inboards for Taves. And he finds Brady Shaw, who will bring it out to center. Shaw and Tambellini 2-on-3. Shaw making moves to the middle of the ice. Now goes to the top of the left circle, tried to shoot, but fanned on it. It goes behind the net. Now Stetcher and Shaw both overskate the puck. And it allows the Vees to break out to center. Here's Drop down the left wing. Taves watching him. Drop tried a shot through traffic, but Taves deflected that out of play. 44.5 seconds remaining in the first overtime period. And do we have more hockey in store? We will have to see. Face off to Santa Guida's right. In the Eagles' end, Mulcahy on the draw against Bolson. And it comes back behind Mulcahy. Clinic battling for it there. And he sends it to the boards. Bolson with it though. Behind the net for Seymour. Wisomierski watching him. Seymour through in front. Hit the skate of Stederson. Now back to the point. Down to the right circle. Miller tried to feed it front. Comes on the backhand. Just missed wide of the net. That was Seymour. And he couldn't get that to go. Now Santa Guida has to recover. Long shot just missed wide by Sings. And the Eagles will break out here. 20 seconds to go in the period. Mulcahy across the Penticton line. Takes a slap shot. Goes around Flanagan. Mulcahy behind the net. Lost the handle but is on again to it. In the left wing corner. Then winds and fires on net. Katner stopped it. Stederson threw in front. But no Eagle players were there as the Birds look tired here. Less than 10 seconds to go. It's cleared to center by the Vees. Clinic sends it back in. And they're going to wait and let the buzzer sound. And we're going to need a fifth period of action here tonight. As neither side was able to score. Although both had golden chances, and to be honest, I think the intermission came exactly at the right time for the Eagles, as they were under a lot of pressure late from Penticton, looked to be gassed, and they'll take a breather in the dressing room and reset for a fifth period of action. Surrey will attack the goal down to our broadcast left, and the Vees will attack the goal to our broadcast right. Eagles the goal to our broadcast left. And we know we've got lots of people tuning into the action tonight, so again, we thank each and every one of you for listening to Surrey Eagles BCHL hockey. Both teams back on the ice now. As we get set for, double overtime in game number 6. And could you have predicted such drama? Dare I say the answer is no. And we're just under a minute away from the start of double overtime. Interesting to see how the Eagles come out here. as they were stuck in their own zone late in that first overtime period and gave up a lot of chances. Whether they'll be aggressive here or whether they're feeling all the hockey they've been playing. Interesting, in a game like this, you find out which team is better conditioned when one team starts to sag and the other keeps going. And we'll see how that develops as we carry on here. For the Eagles to start out, it's going to be Tambellini, Shaw, and Hanoun again. O'Keefe and Taves on the points. For the Vees, it'll be the DePort, Blonley, Amantia line with Stitcher and Nitsche again. So it's the same 10 guys that started overtime period number 1. And we're just about set to drop it in now, underway in double overtime here. And the Vees control. Left wing is Blonley. He's in the Surrey end. Travis Blonley sends it behind the goal. Back for it is Devon Taves. He and Amantia dig away for it on the end wall. Tambellini's in there as well, trying to knock it loose. But Amantia comes up with it, skates back up the right boards to the point for Stetcher. Stetcher fake this shot, diving to block it with Shaw. Now Stetcher, long shot, stopped by Santaguida, rebound bounces into the slot. O'Keefe plays it ahead, to the line, but not out. Stetcher holds in again. Now Stetcher, right circle. Fed into the corner for Blonley, got past him, goes to the left side for Cody DePort. DePort leaves it for Blonley. Devon Taves getting in the way there, though, on a pass intended to go to the point for the Vees. Comes all the way back into their own zone. So they'll have to break out again. Now Stetcher, near side, with speed up the right wing. Banks it off the wall. And Murphy through center sends it in, but right to Wisomierski. Goes D to Jordan Klimek. Klimek drops back off to Wisomierski. A bit of a risky pass there. He sent up the boards, but Murphy broke it up. Now Rebry into the high slot. Long shot, Santaguida to stop that. And the puck goes to the far corner. Bolson digging away at it there. He's got the puck being watched by Cameron. Rings it around the boards. Near side, Flanagan backhands that behind the net. Rebry onto it there. Rebry threw it in front and going hard to the net. Looking for the loose puck was Murphy, but he couldn't get it. Now Murphy again tried to receive a pass in front, but that was broken up, and the Eagles break back. Cameron, right wing for Jordan Klimek. He's taken to the sideboards by Sins and lost the puck. And now a delayed offside means the Eagles have to clear. Back comes Murphy with speed down the right wing. Pirog watching him. Murphy drops off for Sins. Sins backhands behind the goal. Comes into the far corner for Nick Pirog. Again for Wisomierski on the inboards. Leaves for Pirog, who will start out right side. Ahead for Mulcahy. Tried to poke it out, but puck stays in the zone. Now Klimek is able to clear to center, but right to Sins. And the Vees once again attacking in waves. Seymour along slap shot. Rebound into the slot. No one could get there, though. And Mulcahy brings it back with speed. Brett Mulcahy down the right wing. Snareson's going to the north. Mulcahy sent a shot that was kicked aside by the right pad of Katner. Was going wide anyways. And now back come the Vees. It's 3-on-3. Seymour right side. And a nice move cutting to the front of the net. Tried to shovel it on goal. Both Eagle defensemen fell to the ice on the play. And Stenerson came in to knock the puck loose. It's deflected out for a stoppage. And the face-off is going to stay inside, as it's ruled that Stenerson was the last to touch it before it went out of play. Solway on the draw against Tambellini for the Eagles. To Santaguida's left in the Surrey end, and Tambellini wins it to the boards. Fraser Lee rings it around to the far side for D'Amico Hanoun with time. Hanoun high in the air to center, and skating onto his Tambellini down the right wing. Tambellini gets around man, lost the handle as he was trying to go to the net, but recovers it again on the end boards. And he's checked by DeHaas, who clears the head, turned it over to Hanoun, though. Hanoun might move around DeHaas left side, going to the net, backhand from one time, and Tambellini scores! Adam Tambellini in overtime, and the Eagles have won the Frank Page Cup! They storm off the bench to mob Tambellini on the near boards. The game is over. Number 9 for the Eagles gets the goal. And the Eagles are moving on to the Western Canada Cup. Adam Tambellini on the one-timer in front. Beat Chad Katner up high. As the players that weren't in the lineup tonight storm onto the ice as well. Troy Patterson's down there. Ben Vikic as well, one of the affiliate players. The Eagles celebrating on the near boards. And the Birds win the game in double overtime, Game 6. They're the best in the BCHL in 2013. Adam Tambellini with the winning goal. Hanoun with the lone assist on the goal by Tambellini. As the Vees sit in stunned silence on the far side, the Eagles hugging each other and celebrating. As they bring out the red carpet, we're going to have a ceremony here. They've got the banner already. BC Junior A Champions 2012-2013. And the Fred Page Cup down there as well, ready to be handed out to the Surrey Eagles as they make their way back to the bench. And we'll have a post-game ceremony.
Please stay with us for the official presentation of the Fred Page Cup.
And the Eagles win Game 6, double overtime, and you hear the fans here cheering on their hometown team despite the loss, and you have to credit the Vees. An absolute unreal effort from the hometown team here to tie the game late as we pick up the 3 stars here in the building.
From your Penticton Vees, number 33, Chad Kessler.
As the two teams meet at center ice for the handshakes.
Tonight's second star from the Surrey Eagles, number 1, Michael Tabuida. And tonight's first star from the Surrey Eagles, number 9, Adam Tambellini.
Tambellini, the first star.
And the
overtime hero.
Energy player of the game from your Penticton Vees, number 7, John Steamer.
And a deserving award there as well for Steamer, as he had a monster game tonight. Deserving of being in the 3 stars, but when you look at the 2 goaltenders and how they performed, you can understand the decision made here in the building by those that chose the 3 stars. Again, the handshakes going on below us down at center ice. As John Steamer and Brady Shaw share a long embrace, former Coquitlam Express teammates. And they continue to make their way through the lines. Number of players on these teams will be teammates next season. In NCAA ranks, as Adam Tambellini, the overtime hero, will also play alongside Troy Stetcher and Wade Murphy next year at North Dakota. And the Eagles are getting the championship hats now and are out on the ice celebrating the Vees. Still a handful of them finishing the handshakes and then standing in front of their own bench here. We will be able to bring you a trophy ceremony momentarily. The Fred Page Cup down on the ice. And championship hats being given out to the Eagles. They will move on to the Western Canada Cup, and we should go to another game.
Please welcome the Commissioner of the British Hockey League, Mr. John Grisdale.
For the ceremony here at the South Okanagan Event Center.
Please join me. Please join me in congratulating all hockey clubs on their fantastic series.
Eagle players are going to be called forward to pick up their medals. Brady and each player going through the line. Trevor Cameron now receiving his medal. Michael Stennerson. All the players on this team were big parts of this playoff run to this point. Stennerson, of course, had that overtime goal to lift the Eagles to the conference final back in the Chilliwack Series. Colton Mackey set up a goal tonight. Devon Taves, what can you say about him? Unreal defender for the Eagles. Kamika Hanoun there as well. Dan O'Keefe, a warrior on the back end. Jordan Clement as well. Pair of defensemen as the Eagles one by one receiving their gold medals here. The Vees staying out on the ice, respectfully watching this ceremony, and you know it has to be tough for them to have to see this. As I was saying earlier, we do have another game to talk about because the Eagles are going to the Western Canada Cup, which starts, believe it or not, on Saturday. And it'll be a 2 o'clock afternoon puck drop against the Brooks Bandits, the Alberta Junior Hockey League champions, and former Eagle Eric Chevrier. And that'll be an interesting matchup that we'll look forward to in the week to come. But for now, it's time for the Birds to celebrate their 4th Fred Page Cup title since arriving in Surrey in the early 90s. And the Eagles are now 4-0 in the Fred Page Cup. As it appears, all the players have received their medals, and now all that's left is the trophy. The coaching staff coming up as well, though. Matt Earhart, the architect of this program. Brad Tobin. Jim Babcock as well. Peter Schaefer in there somewhere. And in a moment, Captain Brett Mulcahy will hoist the Fred Page Cup.
And now, it's time for the captain of the Surrey, number 10, Brett Mulcahy. The Fred Page Cup and 14 proud champions of the BC Hockey.
Mulcahy and Grisdale posted for photos. And Mulcahy has it. He raises it over his head. Is surrounded by his teammates. And the Eagles now officially get their hands on that trophy. They've been working towards it all season. And they are the Fred Page Cup champions here. As Mulcahy hands it off to Trevor Cameron, who gives it to Craig Wazalewski. And the transfer of the trophy will continue here down at light ice level. Most of the Vees have left the ice. Just a few of them remaining. Brady Shaw hoisting it above his head now. And the Eagles, once again, we can't say it enough times, champions of the BCHL. That's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. We thank you for tuning in. A 3-2 overtime victory for the Birds. Adam Tambolini, the overtime hero tonight. And we'll talk to you next on this broadcast from Nanaimo at the Western Canada Cup, as the Eagles will open the tournament against the Brooks Bandits this coming Saturday. It's a 2 o'clock afternoon face-off. And we do thank you for tuning us in tonight and welcome you to join us going forward. Once again, the final score here for the South Okanagan Events Center. The Eagles 3, the Vees 2, Surrey, the Fred Page Cup champions. They win the series in 6 games. They're on top of the BCHL tonight. This is Brendan Batchelor saying thanks for joining me and good night from Penticton.